All right, welcome everybody. All of those that are new. It's great to see new faces, and it's always great to see members of our existing tribe and community. We're happy that you're here. It's always amazing to us that you take a break in this busy world in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, to come learn and share with us. So we appreciate that. We appreciate very much the valuable time that you invest in yourself and you invest in us. Our goal is simply to serve you at the highest level. And I think we do a pretty good job of it. If not, then tell us how we can improve. So we're going to get started, but I'm going to bring up a couple of slides, and some of you have seen them before, and some of you are going to see some brand new ones. So bear with me just one moment. All right, let me know when you can see the screen.
Yeah, it's coming up, Edward. It's 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Okay, there you go. I'm big on expectation and what you can what are you going to get out of today? And we also for those members of our existing community, please do contribute. The chat remains open. It is for the purpose of you interacting with those members that are here, new and old, and use it to we found out this by accident. New people come in and they ask all the same new questions. Is this real? If it's real, how come everybody doesn't do it? Does it really work? Can it work for me? All of those you can ask in the chat, and you're gonna be surprised when you get what we've seen, very positive answers from those that actually are already using the platform. If you have more detailed questions, particularly for the new our new joiners, please do use the Q&A section. It's very hard for us to follow the chat, but we will focus on questions that you have in the Q&A. Oh, we got a Casey in the house.
Just in the nick of
Hey,
time.
Casey.
Welcome.
What's up?
Yeah, we just hit record a second ago,
Yeah, I heard it.
and
I heard it right. I was come tuning
oh,
in.
there you go. There you go. All right. So the expectations, automation. Who raise your hand if you've got way too much extra time in your life? Nobody
I
does.
got lots of extra time.
All right, you don't count. And you can't qualify for the second one either because I know you have enough cash flow and you have safety and security. But those are the three things I'd like you to focus on as we give you some details of the only completely automated cash flow machine and money management system that has 100% safety in front of you, that you are totally in control of your money and your destiny. Now, we'll get into the details of, yes, you are totally in control when you have this system, but if you mess with the settings, you might dig yourself a hole. We would
I
suggest
don't
you
know.
obviously.
Lately, BlackRock's been in control of my money.
Well, all right. Well,
Casey, you should have let me know you were coming. I would have got dressed up.
It was a total surprise. It was last minute.
total, total surprise, and we're welcome. I mean, we're thrilled and privileged to have you here. So, I'm not going to read this word for word, but these are very important. How rules-based automation removes emotion from investing. What, Casey? What's at the top of the list of what ruins investments?
Thinking too much.
And jumping in thinking that
That's a good
you know
one.
better than
Oh,
3 billion
sure.
lines of code. Well, you're also gonna see why, and this sounds counterintuitive, but you're gonna see a lot of things that are counterintuitive in that the last 4 years, a little bit over 4 years, that the automated trading and money management platform has been live and available to you and all of us. The market has been in a spiral, 95% down on average, but this superhero machine has turned it into profits. As an example, and I think we'll be able to show the evidence of this, when Mr. Barsano funded his first trader in December of December 19th of 2021 till now, not in a straight line, not in a straight up, because this thing catches all the wiggles, but over that period of time, it's produced 5x's money. And those that have participated in it for the last year or two or three, to include Casey, myself, we are products of the product. Mr. Hevesy, we have all seen that it defies a lot of rules, right? It defies logic. It defies how can a market go down 90% and we make money? Well, a lot of you have seen exactly how that does. It's got a 25-year track record. As I said, and I say it boldly, there is no other competition with this system that simply takes 10 minutes to set up, connect it to your own Coinbase with 100% security, and then go live your life to the fullest. So with that disclaimer, I'm just going to read the red part. We're here for informational and educational purposes only. Don't hold us to marriage advice, maybe Mr. Barsano. We're not financial, legal, tax, business, investment, personal finance advisors, but we know something you don't. We know something that will automate part or as much of your financial life as you wish. So I'm not going to read these questions, but take 30 seconds to look at them. Yes, it works. We'll tell you how much the system costs, in my opinion, and Casey, as she's expressed before, is way too inexpensive. However, Mr. Barsano's goal was to get it into as many hands as possible because it serves you at the highest level. So we'll be going through and I'll be posting some of these links of information. We'll tie it all together, but here we go. We're ready to tell the story. As I always say, strap on your 6-point racing harness, because when you see some things that you haven't seen before and you're going to question, particularly if you're here for the first time, you're going to see things that will make you fall off your chair. So we don't want you to hurt yourself. So with that, let me turn it over to my business partner, a good friend, Attila Hevesy. Obviously, let us introduce him. We'll do it in detail with Mr. Barsano, the genius behind the modern day Einstein, and the one of the most powerful, influential, helpful teachers in the crypto and decentralized market. We have the honor and privilege to welcome Crypto Casey.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Hevesy.
You go, Casey. Thank you, Edward. Good introduction. I'm going to try to keep this really brief. My background is all financial. I've been most of my life in the financial realm of one sort or another, but I don't want to deal you with the details. Just know that about 6 years ago, a little less than 6 years ago, I on purpose jumped into this whole. I was exposed to it in 2017 first, caught the fever, didn't do much for 3 years. Life got in the way, and then in 2020 September, I decided on purpose to dive in head first and learn all I could about this space. And really, by far the best move of my life. It's worked out tremendously, and it's such a fascinating, interesting space and very lucrative. So Mr. Barsano, actually, after about 8 years in the Navy, came out. He did some nuclear engineering for the government. And then he got a job hired by Bill Gates, one of the first 350 programmers hired in the mid-80s, 1980s.
Quit it. You're
And
making me sound old.
Me too.
Yeah, we know you're only 39, but you look great. So what happened was after 8 years at Microsoft, he retired a young man, and he actually retired at that age of 39, again, making him sound old. But he was bored, and he started buying a lot of the tech stocks that were going kind of vertical at that time. And fortunately for all of us, he lost about 60% of his net worth in the 2000 stock market crash. Why do I say fortunately? Because he got pretty disgusted and teed off at what happened. He felt like he was robbed. So he decided to level the playing field and build, using his programming knowledge and prowess, the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trading platform. And he did this for the average person. He didn't do it for the uber wealthy. He did it for the average Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Mary, and Sally. So in the beginning, he actually gave it away, but then he started charging. Not enough, in my opinion, but he really honed this thing in where, like he said, in 2006 and 7 already, E-Trade and TD Ameritrade were calling him and asking Ed to program the traders so that they could get it out to their clients, which is pretty amazing. But I met him through a mutual friend in 2012. He told me the story in 20 minutes. My friend said, "How would you like to make money trading stocks, not having to do a darn thing?" And I said, "That doesn't really sound like it's possible, but I'm always open to possibilities. What are you talking about?" And he introduced me to Ed in 20 minutes. And I said, "Stop. I get it. I want to buy the trader." I bought the license, and the rest is history. But it worked very successfully for me. I helped them market it back then, actually, with a group that was doing some marketing. And then, well, life got in the way again, and I kind of lost touch with Ed. But being 2 years ago, almost to the day, I think, actually, Casey, it's going to be right around your birthday, will be exactly 2 years that I reached back out to Ed via phone and connected with him. And I suspected that he had created a robotic autonomous trader also for the crypto market. And when I did speak with him, first of all, we spoke for 3 hours. We had a lot of catching up to do. But he said, "Yeah, I launched this thing in April of 2021." And he said, "Attila, as soon as I turned it on," he said, "I'm done with the stock market, and it's light years ahead of the stock market." Now, I was really curious to know why. So he said, "Well, first of all, stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto is 24/7. That's a big advantage." And I agreed right away. He said, "Number two, you must have," and he said, "Attila, you know this, you've got to have as much volatility as possible to make good money in trading of any kind." And I knew that already. And he said, "There's no asset class with more volatility than crypto." And of course, I knew that already. So I agreed again. But number three was a very important one to me. You see, back in 2012, when I bought the stock trader, it was very cumbersome to download. Here, he said it's web-based. And I said, "What does that mean exactly?" He said, "You buy the license again, I'll have you connected to your Coinbase in 10 minutes or less." I said, "Giddy up. You got it. Let's go." So I bought the trader on the spot, and in 8.5 minutes, I was connected through API connection to the trader. And I thought that was amazing because I remember the old days, it was nothing like that. Number four, to me, was the most important. It should be the most important to all of you as well. And that is the fact that he said, "Attila, I created an API connection whereby this trader now connects directly to your Coinbase or your Kraken account so that you control your money. Nobody else controls your money." And the reason this was so important to me is because in 5 different blockchain crypto cash flow projects in the past, I had lost a lot of money. Now I made more money than I lost, but the amount of money I lost is not something anybody would want to even lose 1/10 of. So why did I lose those monies? Think about it. Because I didn't control my crypto. I sent it to a third-party exchange or wallet. When things went south, I couldn't get to it. Here, you and I consistently control our money or our crypto. That's a beautiful thing. That's so important. And Casey, I think with all the scams in this new nascent space in the last 10 years, I think you'll agree with me too. You've seen a bunch yourself.
Yes.
So anyway, I just want to ask everybody as we move forward, I subscribe to the Warren Buffett theory, and he said 20 plus years ago something very prophetic, and that was this: if you're not making money in your sleep, you're going to work till you die. And I do believe that's true. And that's what's so brilliant about this trader is I don't care how busy you are. I don't care what's going on in your life. You must understand when we say set it and forget it, it truly is. There's no screen time necessary here. You don't have to interact with the computer. Now, you're probably going to look at it once or twice a day to see if it made you any money. That's a natural thing. But as far as input from you or anything needed, zero. That's a beautiful thing after the initial 10-minute setup. The second thing I want to make sure everybody understands and goes with the flow is this. Please appreciate what this man has created. It's never been done before. Without any of us being accredited investors, without any of us knowing anything about trading, without any of us knowing anything about cryptocurrency or stocks, we could now automate a portion of our financial lives and make money in our sleep with this technology and this software. It's amazing. It's never been done, and he's been doing it 25 years. So what you're going to see today is a culmination. He keeps building upon it. In fact, over the 2 years that I've owned the crypto trader, coming up on 2 years, March 25th, 26th, him and his son, who's also a programmer, have added on a lot of bells and whistles that are just great enhancements. So they're constantly perfecting it and adding on things that will benefit us down the road. But the core system itself, 3 million lines of code plus, and it purrs like a kitten. Trust me on that one. So, Ed Barsano, I'm going to hand the baton off to you. The floor is yours. By all means, tell us your thoughts. I know you always analyze what Edward and I say a little bit, so you
Yep,
got
I'm going to pick you apart now.
okay.
Well, we should certainly pitch it in Casey's direction too, so that she can add some wisdom.
Okay,
What did
well,
you
I'm going to
call?
start out with hello, everybody. And I'm always surprised when Casey comes on. I always get nervous. But the first thing is the crash that we've experienced right now. With this market going down 90% the way it has, that's bigger than the 1929 market crash.
Huh.
And you wonder, why aren't people jumping out of the windows? I'll tell you why. Because in 1929 they were. Because most people aren't even in crypto.
Yeah.
And the ones that are in crypto, they went in at the very top, and then while it was going down, they just sold off at a loss and got out of crypto. So the whales are sitting on all the crypto. BlackRock, BlackRock owns Vanguard, by the way. You probably already knew that. So they're double playing, each other. BlackRock tells Vanguard, sell coins, sell this now. Did you notice the other day the cryptos went down 7%? Every single one of them. It just looks so funny on the screen. It's like, come on, man. I mean, talk about manipulation. Give me a break. They're not even trying to hide it. I mean, every coin went down 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 8%, 8%. It's like, what a joke. I mean, what a joke. And they're just manipulating the public. And that's the way you get the public to sell. Because this is the thing that I don't know if people understand it. If say BlackRock wants to buy $30 million worth of a coin at the current price, they can't just go out there and say, I want to buy $30 million worth of this coin right now. Because all that's going to do is raise the price up. Because in order to buy 30 million, you got to find sellers. And who's willing to sell at the current price? You got a lot of people that want to sell at higher prices. So that's going to raise the price of the coin. So what they do is they give the order to all the other, they literally own every company out there, literally every crypto out there, every coin, and they just start selling things. They sell a little bit to drive the market lower, and what does the public do? What do you do, people? Think about it. When the coins are going down, and all your friends are saying, get out, you're being made a fool of, the crypto market isn't even real, it's all smoke and mirrors, you're going to lose everything. What do when the prices are going down? You're looking at your account value and you see it going down. Of course it's going to go down because your inventory is going down in value, so the account value goes down. I always tell people, stop looking at the account value. It's a manipulated number. So what do you do when you see the coin prices going down? You panic and sell. And then Vanguard gets to do what I said, or BlackRock. They get to buy their $30 million worth of crypto at lower prices. So they double win. They get you out, they accumulate more shares, and they get it at discount prices. What a gift. I call it a gift because we're also buying when it's going down. So, it's like, hey, you go there, BlackRock, lead the way, baby. I'm right on there, hanging on to the reins. You go, I'll go where you go. So remember, the 1929 crash was not as bad as the crypto market crash. And that's why most people are not in cryptos. And I feel bad for them. But you know what? I feel good for me. I feel good for all of us. We're running auto traders and we're just raking money. out of the market. Now, here's the deal. While the market's going down this hard, I get emails every day, so I know I think about this stuff every day. And when the market's going down really hard, people are saying, well, my auto trader's just buying, it's not selling enough. Don't worry about it. You're trapping the market at the bottom because every time you buy a coin at a lower price, that price can never go above that price. Literally, for the rest of your life, they push these coins all the way down to 90% down, and then you buy at the bottom here. What are they going to do? They can't raise it even a little without you taking profit. And they can't wiggle it. They can't go up, down, up, down. You just keep taking money. So we got them trapped there. Plus, a well-seasoned auto trader, if you've been running a while, you've got a lot of inventory. Each finger is one lot. Buy, 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 buy. Of course, while you weren't going buy, 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 you were going buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, as it was going lower. So you're constantly taking money while you're accumulating inventory. And this inventory here is pure gold. We're at the infancy of the crypto market. It's just beginning, and you can see it. The court battles are going on, and we got a president. I don't care what you think about Trump. He's pro crypto. I love him. For that reason alone, I don't care about anything else. He is pro crypto, and this crypto market is gonna take off. And when it does, we're gonna get rich. I know I'm gonna get rich because they can't scare me out no matter what they do. And like I
But
said,
it's a different kind of rich. If I could jump in with a comment, it's not the hopium that everybody has in a buy and sell, right? One day, sort of like they think of their 401k. Someday I'm going to be rich. Anybody that owns the platform, you know best that it's a different kind of rich. It becomes a cash flow rich, as I talked about at the beginning, for a lifetime. It's not, oh, I bought it here and I'm waiting for it to go up here. It's everything in between. Once you connect, unless you don't like cash flow, you're never going to disconnect.
well, if you bought at the top and without an auto trader and you were all in up here and then it drops 80%, you're kind of out of the water. You're dead. You're going to be dead for a long time until it goes up 80%. That's my other phone here. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought a train was coming at you.
My phones ring all day. One guy was trying to call me while I was in the shower. I could hear the phone out there. I'm like, come on, can you get 5 minutes? Anyways, the coins buy and hold is just dead. And I read, I go to Facebook and I go to LinkedIn and I listen to all the stuff they're talking about with technical indicators and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, you got to learn how to chase money, You're playing around looking at these indicators, and they're good. I put the indicators in the AI, to get them away from me. Let the AI tell me if the coin is going to go higher based on technical indicators. But really, we chase price and volume is what we're looking at. I want to know what the price is actually doing. But let me see these notes I took. Let's see. Attila said he's going to be brief. Yeah, I'm going to be brief too, Attila.
All right.
No, you're not.
And you also said Warren Buffett said, "Work till you die." I think
No.
I'm going to work.
He said
Yeah,
if you're not making money in your sleep, you're going to work till you die.
right. But I'm going to work till I die, and I love it. What he meant is you're going to have to work till you die.
Right.
I don't want to
Right.
have to work till I die. I want to work till I die because I want to work till I die. I retired at 39. Believe me, work is good. Work is fun. And it's fun to win. I added more servers to the co-location center. You can see my little bruises on my fingers. See that? Man, I got pinched in my thumb. Man, these things are, these servers are getting faster and faster. The servers I have now they're bigger and they're heavier, and either I'm getting old or these things are getting heavier, and they are.
Might be a
They're
little
like
of
4 times faster than the servers I was buying a couple of years ago, and 4 times as much money.
both.
But I'm building a multi-million-dollar infrastructure, because we get a lot of signups. Everybody wants to go automated, and there are no other automated traders out there, believe me. I know what it takes to do it, and you're not going to sit at home in your bedroom or your garage and create an auto trader that competes with Go Baby Trade. I'm too far ahead. I'm way too far ahead. And I cringe to think of somebody just starting, and I'm like, oh my God, you don't even know what you don't know. Every little thing that can go wrong, you don't even know what you're gonna have to deal with. As a developer, you can just sign up with Go Baby Trade, man, and be done with it. Give me a break. I'm already 25 years in. You don't want to have to repeat. I mean, I heard somebody say, when I'm trading, without Go Baby Trade, I try something and I lose all my money, and then I got to try something else and I lose all my money again. You don't want to go down that path because you're just going to keep losing money forever because anybody can create an auto trader. Let me put it that way. But if you don't know how to make money in the market, all you're going to automate is a losing strategy. And then you got an automated trader automatically losing. You don't want that. You want something that's already got thousands of users. I mean, we literally get no complaints. I mean, everybody, the market's at its low. You would think people are getting killed in the market, but we're not. We're actually benefiting from the crash. How would you like it if Microsoft went down to $30 a share? Wouldn't that be a gift? I mean, wouldn't it be nice to be able to buy Nvidia at $10 a share? I mean, wouldn't that be fantastic? Thing is, you can't make prices go down. I would love it. We all want to buy at the lowest possible price. That's when you get rich. Every crash that has ever happened, if you can think back, and some of us are old enough to remember a lot of crashes, every crash, and Crypto Casey can't even remember the last crash. She's so young.
No, I always have some crashes in my belt, under my belt.
Really?
Well, crypto crashes, not yeah.
But every crash that occurs, who got rich? The ones that loaded up at the bottom. And if you think about them, when I think about BlackRock, see, I don't internalize my account. I don't say I'm down, I'm down. I say, hey, if I'm down, BlackRock's down billions. They're the ones sitting at $88 billion worth of crypto. I mean, even the 60, what do they have? 60 something billion of Bitcoin. Aren't they sitting on like $65 billion worth of Bitcoin? It went to 120 and now it's at what, 70 or 68? I mean, that's cut in half. I mean,
Yep.
that's there. Don't think they're not losing. They are down big, but they're playing the long game. They're saying it's okay to be down. And they've been buying the whole time. When I hold my hands like this, they're buying, 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 buying all the way down. And they own all the shares all the way from up here all the way to the bottom, the same as we do. So the coins can never move without paying us. And when
I'm
it
gonna
does
make
go
a
back
couple
up
points
there,
here first because I know I
Yep.
have to just interrupt Ed.
what
Otherwise,
did you
we're
say?
gonna go on and on. So it looks like BlackRock has 97 billion, which represents almost 4% of the total 21 million Bitcoin supply. Interesting. But that's their whole
Wow.
thing. They want to do what they did to the precious metals market, try to get
Yep.
centralize as much as of the supply as possible in order to try to suppress the price, manipulate the price. The end goal being they want us to have to use them to custody our assets so we don't completely own and control them. So one of the misconceptions, there's three misconceptions. One, Ed, you can go on this. People think AI just came around the last 5 years, when in reality you were already using it back in the 80s. So I'd like you to expound on that because the whole 25-year-old versus a 3-year-old analogy is very easy to understand. So I'll let you go into that because that's where people don't understand. If people started building an AI
Oh,
thing for crypto trading, even when Bitcoin came around in 2010, 2011, you're still a 10-year-old versus a 25, 26-year-old in, you know, a very complicated situation.
oh, well, absolutely. That's why I'm saying I have no competitors. And everybody that's trying to compete or trying to do what I'm doing, I have literally seen it. I've seen specific companies literally even say, don't get don't get Go Baby Trade, use my system. Use my bot. It's free.
We'll also tell them how you like got in and started training the model in a long time ago without people even knowing, and what the
Oh,
guys who were in charge of manipulating the market literally were telling you.
You mean like TD Ameritrade calling and saying, "Will
No,
you
when
connect
no,
us?"
whenever you went in and started getting access to stuff like, how do I know when to buy and sell? And you're
Oh
like, hey,
yeah,
see that
right.
guy
Oh,
right
you
there?
like
You're
those?
just gonna sell
Well,
under him.
that's how it all
Your prop house
started.
story.
Yeah.
All
The prop
the,
house.
everything fell into place when I started developing the auto trader. When I got hammered in the 2000 market crash, because I was just in all the tech stocks like everyone else, and it went all the way down like that, and I was margining and everything, so I sold everything, a lot. I lost, 60% of my wealth in 2000. So I started to automate I decided I'm going to automate the market. So in 2001, I needed high-speed internet. But all I had in my house was dial-up modems. Do you guys remember? We had dial-up. You had to plug into your phone line. So I went out to these places called prop houses where professional traders are sitting in this big bullpen with all these booths. They're all sitting in, just booths, trading. And so, but I went there to get their data, to get their high-speed data, so I could load it onto my computer and program and feed it back to my trader. Um, and so, but while I'm in there, I figure out, well, I got to be trading, and they're going to kick me out of this place. So I bought some Microsoft, and and then I just, I'm very vocal. I said, hey, how do I know when to sell this Microsoft that I bought? And this guy comes up on my right shoulder. He walks over and he says, that's easy. You see that guy's order right there? Sell it right under him. I couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, oh my God. So this guy is putting a limit order out saying if the price goes to this price, sell it. That's what a limit order is. You guys probably do that. When you put that out there in public view, the professional traders, that's the only tool they have to work with. They're looking at the level 2 screen and they see your order where you're saying you're willing to sell at this price. So he said, sell it right under that guy. So I put my sell order right under him, and then it goes up to it tries to go up to your price, but then it hits my sell order, and they buy it from me instead of from you. So I sell instead of you selling. But I'm not the only one doing it. All the professional traders are out there doing it. So you ever notice when it tries to go to your price and it won't go there? And then it goes down because they dried up all the buyers. And it never hit your target. And because you actually put that in public view. My auto trader hides all that. We don't float orders in public view. The auto trader tracks limit orders, but internally. We don't have to put them out there. So, I mean, all kinds of tricks. The whole market is skewed against you. Now these other people sitting at home, they don't know that. See what I did? Just by telling that story, if you're a developer trying to create an auto trader, I just shaved years off your effort because I told you something that I had to learn through the school of hard knocks. But that's only one thing. There's probably 50 things or more going on that a developer sitting at home doesn't know. And then how do I know all this? Because I also talk to my clients. I talk to my and every every time I end a phone call with somebody, I say, "Hey, well, you got my number now. Call me anytime you feel like, anytime you want." I mean, I got thousands of clients. I just told this guy, call me whenever you want. And I'm okay with that. If I can pick up, I'll pick up. If I'm walking around in a store, I won't be able to call you. If I'm driving, I won't be able to answer. But I try to answer every time. I love talking to people because I learn. I learn from everyone. I've heard everything going that anybody could have going wrong through the years, and I've countered it in the software. I prevent the stealing from you. And the software's just gotten better and better and better and better through the years. And I'm always getting feedback. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, so I'm a crybaby, all right? I always want to get my way. And I accept that. I've come to the realization that I cry when I don't get my way. When I was at Microsoft, I cried a lot because I wanted to run the show, And and I always got to run the show, so it was cool. But if I wanna I want to be in control so that I can make sure it works. Like sometimes when I was at Microsoft, I felt like we were going to crash and burn if we didn't do it my way. because some people would come up with schemes that would take 3 years to do it. I'm like, man, I could do that in 6 months, stuff like that. So anyways, so with the auto traders, what's nice is because I get to do it my way, I can learn from people. Anytime something goes wrong or some issue happens, I fix it in the code. I counter it in the code. And believe me, you don't understand other things. The brokers or the exchanges are always throwing things at you. They mess up a lot too. They'll send an order. Here, I'm going to give you developers another thing that might help you. All right? If you're on here. A broker will send an order, you send an order out, and they'll send a confirmation say the order was filled, right? But you know what? They didn't fill it. Sometimes. Or they only fill partial fill. They didn't fill the whole thing. So I think I got all these shares that I really don't have, and then I go to try to sell it, and they say you don't have that many shares. So in the software we counter all that. I make sure that I go back and check and make sure do we really have those shares? Because
It
when we
sounds
submit
like
the order,
there's active rehypothecation, like a shell game going on that
Yeah,
your
ding.
model is trained
Yes.
that, but your model is trained on. But real quick, I remember asking one of the first questions I ever asked Ed was, what percentage of the market do you think trading everything, including the stock market, is automated with bots and artificial intelligence? And he
I
said
think
a
all
very
of
high
it.
number, which led me to believe that we don't stand a chance. It's like going to a lamb as going to the slaughter kind of situation. That we don't stand a chance doing
No,
it
you
manually.
don't even. You
Doesn't
don't
matter.
even. That's the thing. People don't. They get lucky. That's what they get is all. They think that they know what they're doing and they think that hey, I got the strategy. No, you don't. You got lucky. A coin jumped. It happened to go up when you bought it. You got lucky. What happens when it goes the wrong way? And what happens when it goes the wrong way for 4 years straight? You are wiped out. And that's the thing. Most people, not you at crypto, Casey, but
Oh, I've
people
been
in
there. I've been
general,
there.
yeah, we've all been there, because we get wiped out when things go down and they keep going down and we want. I mean, the other day the coins went down and they went down so hard on that one day, and I was on that day when they all went down 7%. I was gonna put 50,000 more. I was ready to buy 50,000 more dollars of each coin. I literally had my hand on the add button inside the auto trader, and then I said no. I'm not going to do it because they went down 7% today. They could go down another 12% tomorrow. I don't trust these guys. And I don't want to use up my money at a higher price because when it goes lower, I want to still be able to trade at the lower price. You always have to be able to trade. You never want to get to a point where you're just a buy and holder praying that it'll go up. And
Yes,
that's
because
what happens.
I want to jump in here real quick. So that was traditionally as traditional as this new crypto modern digital asset thing, casino can be. The move was to buy something, sell it higher. But imagine this. Imagine if you buy something at a simple $100 and you're waiting for it to go up, but it goes down 50%, 80%, 90%, and you're still holding it, waiting for the next bull cycle. Imagine if you bought that $100 of it, but as its volatility is, going up and down, you still have it, but you're making money from the market movements. And even if it's going down 90, 98%, you're still making money from a position. And that's what people have a hard time wrapping their heads around because
Right.
that's exactly how Wall Street, hedge funds, big institutions make money. But the only thing that's difference between us and them is they have the power to manipulate the market, and they do that on purpose because they're capitalizing on volatility. And this is our kind of way to be able to kind of ride on their,
We get to
Hey,
coattails.
piggyback
Casey,
them.
That's the whole game. It's a scam. It's a
Casey,
casino. Nothing is real. Even if we look at the stock market, there's what, 10 companies holding up the entire thing? It's
Yeah.
all really ridiculous. And
And if you're in a mutual fund, good luck
oh,
because
yeah,
they're
you're
only
not even
showing
beating
you the top
inflation.
10%. You only see the big coins they're sitting on. You don't see all the garbage that's underneath it.
Yeah, they have all
hey,
those
Casey,
derivatives. It's like hard house stacked on an actual foundation, but nobody really has part of that. I don't know. Carry on.
There's a
You can,
lot of
Casey,
manipulation.
yeah.
You're so right with what you just said, but I will ask everybody on this Zoom to remember the most important thing Ed Barsano says about the downside. The upside is easy. When your
Anybody can
coin
make
or
money if
book,
it's going up.
yeah, if it goes up, the trader takes five, if it goes up 5%, boom, it takes the profit. That's easy. What is the trader going to do for you when it goes down? But the most important words that have always stuck in my ears is how do you, if you are trading on your own, how would you handle the losers? It's virtually impossible to do that as a human being. The trader, that's the genius of the trader, protecting you on the downside and building that inventory and working that what do you call it? You call it a
The bucket in the well.
no, well, the bucket in the well, but there's a range. Wherever that range is, as long as it's wiggling, it doesn't matter. It'll take the profit on the upside. If it goes down 30% and it wiggles there for a month, you're going to make money.
Inside
You
your
hear
trading window.
Well,
you hear me
that's a
say
good
it
way to
all the
say it.
time. Yeah, the trading window, right.
Yeah.
You hear me say it all the time. Down is good. And that's the problem with most of society. They don't recognize that down is good. Everybody the people that get rich in every crash are the ones that are buying at the bottom. Thing is, you don't
Hmm.
know where the bottom is. So you're
Hmm.
buying here, and then it goes down more, and you're buying here, and it goes lower, and you're buying here. You don't know where the bottom is, but you're accumulating all that inventory. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory bought, like BlackRock. They're sitting on billions of dollars of crypto, right? They didn't buy it all at the bottom. They were buying it for the last 4 years all the way down, just like we are. We're doing what they're doing, and they're setting us. I call it a gift from God that they're doing what they're doing. It's like, wow, what a gift. Can you imagine? Stop and think, all of you. Stop and think if the crypto market would have just taken off in 2017 and went to the moon. Where would we all be? You know where we'd be? We would have missed it. But they actually gave us a chance. They actually gave me a chance to put millions in. And oh man, and now I got them all the way down at the bottom trapped, and they
What's
can't
funny is
go
like
back up.
they saw the ship was sailing away and they reined it back in because they wanted to be
Yep.
part of it.
Every chart you could see how high it was in 2021 and how they brought it all the way down to the bottom. I'm like, thank you. What a gift, man.
Yeah,
What a gift.
I used to say follow the money. Now it's more appropriate to say follow the money manipulators. I mean, Casey, you said casino, the market. Anybody that's in the crypto market, or really, quite frankly, in any investment market that does not have a tool that is as powerful as this is in a casino. But think of a casino for a second. Why are there literally thousands and thousands and thousands of casinos? Do you think they just open up a casino to lose money? No, it's always rigged in your favor or in their favor.
It's
Ed, you
more
said it
rigged than you
before,
think.
right?
It's
You said
more
it
than the
before.
odds are rigged. The
Well,
place
they
is
know that
outright rigged.
if 100 people walk in the door, 98% of them lose money.
Well, they're adding new wings.
There's no difference between that facade and the manipulated stock market, the manipulated forex market, the manipulated crypto market. However, here's the most powerful thing. Casey said it, Ed said it, Attila said it, and now I'll say it. If you have a machine, if you have a platform that simply in the shadows takes advantage of every manipulated move in the market, guess what? You win all the time, every time. You are the house. You are the BlackRock, and there's no way to hide it. I mean, you've got one of the most powerful influencers and educators in the crypto world that looks through these lenses now. And she's told us before, when we talked about it before, it's like she walked away from the conversation. Scam if you own a cat, scam if you own this, scam. But now it just works.
She drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, I don't know, drank the Kool-Aid, but I think she's pretty happy. I mean, just like Bill.
No, I don't think in the
Here's
Oh, go ahead.
testimonial, right? Bill says, "Hi, everybody. Another good Wednesday. Closed 8 positions this morning. This trading system is a blessing."
Yeah,
So
and when it was going down 2 days ago, everybody was crying. Oh, it's down, it's down. I'm like, it's an unbelievable opportunity. You get to buy at those ridiculous. You hear me? I don't know if anybody follows me on Facebook and LinkedIn. I always post stuff. I'm like, if you're not, you got to be crazy not to be buying at these I call it insultingly low prices because now it's becoming an embarrassment. This is ridiculous.
but here's the raw truth.
Some of these prices are insanely low, and I'm like, there is no way that these prices belong down
You
there.
need to get a Twitter account, X. Like that's where most of the crypto
You
shit
do
belongs.
need an
Isn't
X
it?
account. Yep.
I should.
Yeah, not
Here's the
Facebook and LinkedIn, no.
here's the
Oh.
raw truth. If you're trying to build a house and all you have in your toolbox is a screwdriver and a Q-tip, how successful are you going to be? What
Well,
I
your
mean by
wrist is going to
that
be
is
pretty sore.
as long
Putting those
as
screws
long
in with a screwdriver
as
without an
long as you
electric.
have the right tools to make money, which there is no better tool than this, you can build as many houses as you want. So crypto Casey, I'm sorry, go back on with your wisdom. You had a couple of things that you wanted to
Well, I
say.
just remember one of the videos I made about a year ago was how potentially Satoshi Nakamoto was involved with whatever. At the end of the day, I learned a lot about how the casinos in Nevada were first started. And what's interesting, so a lot of money was put in through like the Italian Jewish mafia, whatever. So there was a point in time where they weren't making a lot of money. And then so the two head guys went in and then they started talking to all their clients, all the customers at the casino. And they're like, hey, why is everybody leaving at 5 and 6? Why is X? Why is Z? And they're like, you don't have any food here. So then they bring out all the buffets. So then they're staying longer because they're eating. Then you know what else they did? They blacked out all of the windows, so then
Took
nobody
out
knew
the
what time it
clocks.
was. They took all the clocks away. And you know what all this is? It's distraction, another way to manipulate. And then they bought in all these scantily clad girls. It's like they made it a place where people would lose track of time, would be able to get
All right.
whatever they wanted to stay as long as possible. So the bars, the food, the girls, no track of time, the lights. And that's exactly what we go through every day with mass media, being in the financial markets, being in the crypto markets, especially. And yeah, this is just cuts through it. Like you can just imagine somebody that doesn't even is blind and deaf, and but they have AI and they're just
But
trading
they
for
have a
them. It's
trader.
exactly what it is. Takes away all of
Yeah.
the fugazi.
What a great point. What a great
Right.
point. That's in the evolution. If you add that same logic to the evolution of the crypto market or really any trading market, you'll see that it is all about distraction, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
when
it's building. It's building on what you need to be successful, and that's what Go Baby Trade did. That's what I've done for the last 25 years. I kept improving things
Mhm.
until I squeezed the market where I've got them trapped. And going down is good. And that's the education. That's the most important lesson really is don't worry when things are going down. And that's what most people they just see their account value going down and they think they're losing. I'm like, man, you're the auto trader is prepping you for the kill. So every day that you don't see it taking money, but it's prepping you for the kill. I mean, we got the market trapped all the way at the bottom. Now what are they going to do? They have to have these up days, and every time they have up days, they give us free money. I mean, I love free money. It's just a joke. I mean, the market is an insult to humanity, man. I never saw anything such a joke. And the thing is, the public does. Millions of people don't see it, which is actually interesting because if they don't, it's if everybody saw it, then maybe nobody would be going to work. Everybody would just put all their money in the market and sit back. So really, it's only a handful of us doing it. Most people are out of the crypto market. They're not even in. You can test that anywhere you go. Ask people. When I'm in line in a store, I always bring up cryptos. So, are you
Yep.
in cryptos? And they go, no, I got to learn more. And oh man, I'm like, you're gone. Because what are you going to learn? What are you going to learn? You're
Ha,
learning all
ha.
the wrong stuff.
Right.
We are taught in a trading class. If you go to a trading class, you are taught that if you buy a coin or a stock for that matter and it drops 3%, sell it, cut your losses. And that's called a stop loss. I renamed the software. We don't have that in our traders anymore. We add to losers when they're going down. We don't sell at a loss. But I renamed that indicator from stop loss. I call it lock-in loss because you bought it here, it went down, you locked in, you sold it and locked in that loss. We never lock in the loss. We're always adding. You're building inventory. So anytime you think your auto trader, somebody sent me an email this morning. He said, "Hey, my auto trader was doing great a few months ago, but for the last couple months, it hasn't done anything." I looked at his trader and I'm like, "Dude, you've been building that beautiful inventory all the way to the bottom, and you don't even know it."
Yeah, but Ed, hold on a
I mean,
second.
you
Hold
are
on.
set. You got the market trapped at the bottom, man.
Hey, Ed, hold on a second. The premise of that statement is incorrect because I've heard that statement before. It's not, I've heard, oh, my trader hasn't done much lately. It's not the trader. It's market dependent. It's the market. If the market's going sideways or down, how do you want the trader to take profit for you that day? It'll still do what it's supposed to do. When it goes down, it'll buy more lots for you or more positions. But it's not the trader.
Ed,
It's what the
Ed,
market gives the trader.
Ed, tell them about the analogy where you have a gas station and then you have potato chips and a whole, like a,
7-Eleven.
You
yeah,
like
a
that
7-Eleven
story?
and some kids
Well,
going
it's
on a field
commerce.
trip come in to get some lunch and they want some chips and you only have one chip versus, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's commerce. It's commerce. Goes back to the Egyptians and even to the Neanderthals, thousands of years back. Commerce has been around there forever. I didn't invent commerce. I just observed commerce, and I said, "Wow, commerce works." Because if it didn't work, it wouldn't be used absolutely everywhere. Every store. Commerce means they put something on the shelf that they bought at one price and then they sell it at a higher price. That's what commerce is. And it works. You buy something at one price and you put it on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. So when somebody comes to if a school bus comes, now this is where you want to have a lot of inventory because the analogy is if you only have one bag of potato chips on the shelf and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you're only going to sell one bag of chips because that's all you have on your shelf. That's why I cringe when I go to a store and I can't, my eyes cannot miss it, an empty shelf. I cannot believe you guys got to do it when you go to a store. Look at all the empty shelves. There shouldn't be empty shelves. Thousands of people are walking past an empty shelf and not buying anything. But if you have 50 bags of potato chips on that shelf and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you're going to sell a lot of inventory, a lot of bags of potato chips. You have to have inventory. Inventory is important. Most people don't know that. Again, a lot of traders, they're looking at charts and they don't own anything. And they're looking at these charts and they're saying, all right, based on that chart, this coin should go up now. So then they want to jump in. And really, they don't know for sure, but they're guessing based on the chart that it's going to go higher, some technical indicator. And a lot of times they're wrong and it'll go the wrong way and then they'll sell it at a loss. But they're hoping that it'll go up. But even if it goes up, they only own one lot. So you bought it one time, they bought one bag of potato chips to sell. And then it goes up and they sell one bag. I've got 50 bags of potato chips, and when that school bus pulls in, when that coin jumps, I've got all that inventory that's going to sell off. And I'm going to make thousands of dollars. I'm not going to make just $100. So, you want me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Indeed. So you said something really powerful, but actually both of you. So if Casey, you said it earlier, and Ed touched on it. If you're buying at the top of the market and you're all in, then you've invested. You've chosen to invest, but you chose to invest based on emotion and the timing in that market, not knowing what it's going to do, what if it's going to go up or down. The trader does one really powerful thing. It takes your desire to invest and it invests smarter than you could ever do that. It allows you to invest in inventory as the price goes down. So people, to your point of looking at account value or looking at the negative value of each lot, change your logic in that you're not losing, but you chose to invest in a good volatile coin over time, instead of buying it all at the top, you let the most powerful tool on the planet properly invest your money at the right level.
To
As
prep
you
you
said,
for the kill. It's
if I was
prepping
just
you
going to
for the
say, as you
kill.
said, prepping you for the
Right,
kill.
And
right.
so many people think that's bad. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, every time I see a down day, I'm laughing. I'm like, yes. And when I see my auto trader buying more at a lower price, I'm like, yes. Because
Yep.
that means it's not just my account, it's BlackRock and Fidelity and all them. They're sitting on billions of dollars worth of crypto and the price is lower. They're dead, man.
Yep. The only way you don't make
Legit at
money
the
using
bottom.
Yep. The only way you don't make money using this trader is if BlackRock and the like go out of business.
And they
Because
got a
all you're
big,
doing is
and
sitting
they
in the
own
shadows
every
and
coin.
you're
They own
sitting
every
in uh,
stock. They own every crypto.
you're sitting in the shadows doing exactly what they're doing. But guess what you're doing?
They own the
You're not
governments, the
actually having
politicians, and everybody. They own
you're not
like
They
having to
own
do
everybody.
right?
they
But you're
own
not having to
everybody.
do the work. You're
They
you're
are
just
fighting the legal
employing.
battles. They're fighting the legal battles for us. They are out there they're pushing crypto. Trump's out there pushing crypto. He's saying remove all the regulations. They're gonna, man, and we are sitting here getting in. It's like, man, we're buying like Gillette in the 40s for 2 cents a share.
Hey,
Man,
Ed,
this is the rich get richer. And this is where,
do,
and we
do,
are, and we're it. And what a golden opportunity. So
Ed,
everybody, what I want to
you've
say
all,
is, oh, go ahead, Attila. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying that you have often said that if somebody understands the concept of the bucket and the well, they'll understand the trader. So why don't you show what you were going to show? Because this is
Right.
powerful.
And that's why you notice we haven't even shown the auto trader yet, because this is education. I want you to understand. We all do. We're doing everything we can, and Crypto Casey does it best. You've been doing all those videos. I watch them. I love them, man. I learned so much, and that's the thing. Understanding the market, understanding the manipulation, how it's all played. Once you get it, you realize it's just free money. It's literally free money, man. And this bucket in the well really tells the story. If a bucket has to get water, it has to go all the way to the bottom and then get the water and go all the way back up and dump it out. I asked a whole room full of developers one time, how much water can a well pump in a lifetime if it just keeps doing that, going all the way down, gets the water, goes all the way up, and dumps it out. Nobody had any problems saying billions of gallons of water. As long as the bucket's big enough and as long as there's enough water in the water basin, it's just going to keep pumping water forever, billions of gallons. Okay? Now, it can't go halfway down and then go back up. It would be an empty bucket when it got there. And
Uh-huh.
this is the beauty of the crypto market. It doesn't have to go all the way down. All it's got to do is wiggle. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. And then if it goes lower, hold that one. Don't worry. We'll sell that one later. Maybe or maybe not. But the action, wherever the action is where you're always pumping money. Hold that one. Hold that one. We're down here now. Pump, pump, pump. Keep pumping money. Keep pumping money. And if it goes lower again, don't worry about it. Because you're holding that one, you're holding that one, you're holding that one. You're buying and selling here. You're wherever the action is, you are. You're always following the money forever. And then if you get a big jump in the market where you always see it where the coin will jump 20% or something, that inventory that you had above it, you sell that off too. And you don't care. You don't even care anymore. I mean, I walk this planet. You don't know what it feels like to walk this planet knowing this thing's gonna pump money for the rest of my life and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Can I tell you something right now, everybody? I have not looked at my auto trader today. I don't even know. Did I make any money? I don't even know. Did I make any money? Did I buy any money? Did I buy any? Did I sell
I
any?
think you
I
I
go,
think you made a lot of money. This market moved
do
very
you
nicely
think?
today.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I look at my auto trader when the market's, when I do in a webinar maybe. But it doesn't matter how far down it goes because my auto trader is set to go as long. This is my trading window is this big, is all the way to the bottom, 100% down. That means as long as the coin stays in business, they have, even if they're down 80%, they're down here at the bottom pumping money. Just keep pumping money and watch that bucket fill up or that barrel fill up. You know, and there's nothing they can do to stop me. I'm not violating any laws, everybody. Let me make that clear. I'm not faking out the market. I'm not putting fake orders out there to confuse the market. They do all that. All that is going on, but it's not going on by me. I'm not doing it. If I go to the auto trader, let's go to the auto trader and look. Oh, I only had one sell today. See on the lower right here, $465. It's like, oh well, that's all right.
Did we
You know,
feel
I
bad
don't
that
care.
you only made 600 or
It's
$465
just,
a day?
it's just free money. You know, it doesn't even matter anymore, you know, because I already know, you know, here's the 30-day profit, $6,000. Here's the, since 2023, $372,000. It's just free money. And I didn't do anything for that, you know. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't do anything for that. I worked my butt off, everybody. I mean, I
Yeah, you
really
developed a
worked,
trader.
man. You'd be surprised, man. There's a lot going on. When you have, I mean, I've got a huge cage at the co-location center, it's called, with all those racks of servers, and it's work. It's work dealing with networks and all that stuff. But luckily, you know, my son is a genius, you know, and between the two of us, we're killing it. And everything is internal, by the way. I don't have Amazon Cloud or anything. Anytime you hear that, you know, some company out there had a problem, sometimes like Amazon Cloud had a problem last year, and somebody said, well, how did that affect us? It didn't affect me at all. I don't use them. You know, everything we do, we programmed ourselves. I've been doing this 25 years, and the software, when you're programming something, you're doing something for 25 years, you get very, very good at it. Any of you, whatever profession you're in, if you're doing it for 25 years, you are good at it. Okay? People fix Range Rovers and BMWs and all that. I wouldn't know what to, you know. I brought my Range Rover in for service the other day, and it was like they fixed it all up. I'm like, amazing. Whatever. I don't know how you do it. I'm just glad you know how to do it, you know? So this is what I know how to do. I know how to I've dedicated my life to conquering the market. And I
Yeah,
did.
didn't I call you a couple weeks ago? Didn't I call you the Bruce Lee of coding?
Yeah, you
Right,
did.
right. Because I'm not afraid of the guy or girl that knows 10,000 karate moves. I'm afraid of the one that knows one karate move and has done it 10,000 times. Now you've done it 25,000 times. So
Yeah. I mean, I've reduced it, and that's the advantage I have, and that's how because I get feedback from everyone. I know what works, I know what doesn't work. I've gotten rid of all the stuff that doesn't work. That, you know, remember my old system had 10 screens of ways to blow yourself up. I got rid of all
I
that stuff.
remember. I
People were
remember.
gambling. They were gambling and they were just gambling. And, you know, here on 220, and just a couple days ago on the 25th, well, a week ago, what is that? I had two closes there. It's, you know, sometimes the market, if you look on the lower right, you can see, you know, each one where there's no price, that's a buy. You can look on the right here, open, these open, open, open. And then you got close, close. The closes have numbers. When the market's, you know, you can see look at that day here where those few days where you're just buying.
and it all
You're
bought on
loading in.
AI.
Yeah, you're just buying. And then you get to, you know, some days where you're just selling like crazy all the inventory that you bought before it, a few days before it. So you're constantly buying and selling, and nothing anybody can do to stop it. That's the beauty is it's prepping you for the kill. It's just prepping you for the kill because the market's never going to stop. These coin prices are never going to stop going up and down. And that's what we do. I'm not looking to buy something and hold it and sit on it. How many people bought Bitcoin and watched it go all the way to $120,000 and then come all the way back down to 73,000? And if you didn't sell it, then what good was it? It went all the way to 120,000 and came all the way back down. And you didn't make any money. If you had an auto trader, you would have been buying that all the way up and taking all that profit.
Yep.
Same
Hey,
thing with
Hey,
silver. It went up to over 100,000 or $100, and then it came all the way back down to like 60 or 70 or 80 now. But I saw it go all the way back down to 60. It literally got cut in half. And if you had silver dollars sitting in your drawer, you watched it go up and you watched it go down, and you didn't make any money.
Casey,
Thing takes
Casey, can I
profit.
jump in for a second? I want to give you kudos on all of your videos. Your last video that where you talked about Uphold and being able to get paid in free Bitcoin, right? And I'm actually going to find that. I'm going to post it so people can watch it if they haven't seen it. But what just hit me was that that's a strategy that I've started to employ with the trader, is that I want to accumulate XRP and Bitcoin for the future. So why not do it with free money? So why not use the trader to follow along and take advantage of every market manipulation, and as it dumps money into my profit bucket, take that and buy long term, adding to your bags smartly, if you will.
No, exactly. So if you buy crypto waiting for it to go up, or if you tend to hold it for a long term, if the trader is actively making money and putting it to the side, aka just like cash on the side, then let the market volatility create this free money and then use the cash and put it into, that's what I do actually. All the money that it makes, I just put it into Bitcoin and I don't touch it, don't look at it. And if
Right.
you want to do the XRP, a lot of people have told me they are doing that with XRP too for long-term holds. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's what better than free money for more free money? I mean,
I mean,
what you could you
that's what Wall Street, that's what all these rich people do. That's what Wall Street does. That's what all these manipulators do. That's what the politicians do. But we think we're smarter, or we're going to be like really conscientious, or we're going to like do this thing that we don't even know about. We are the
right.
ones getting shafted over here. Like they're
Big
stealing our
time.
money.
Yeah, well, I mean,
They literally
listen, you
are.
get you we've all been in lots of years of finance. You have a master's in finance, and so you'll resonate with this statement, right? 90% or 95% of everything that people think they know about money is false,
Yeah.
fake, a
I remember when
scam.
I got my degree, I was like, I got a degree in a scam. And I didn't want anything to do with finance. But then whenever Bitcoin and crypto start coming around, I'm like, wait, this might be the saving grace.
A
So
different kind
that's
of
kind of why I got
finance.
into it. Yeah, it was true.
Yeah.
yep.
The stock market, the prices move like this. They just kind of like a wave. They go up and they go down. The crypto markets jump around. They
Yeah.
jump up and they jump down. And look at Dogecoin right there right now. Up today, 14.75%. What a
Can
joke.
you show
Isn't
them the
that
layer
funny?
two? Can you show them the layer
Oh,
two, like how much trading activity is happening and all of
Speaking
the
of
scam
manipulation,
stuff that's happening, so they
oh, the
know
level
that there's
two.
no, it's all
This
stacked
is the
against
level
against
two
us.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, this
This
is
is the
what's
level
operating off
two
of.
screen. And so these are people's limit orders that putting out there in public view. And
We don't see this in our main dashboard though, but this is
no.
what
no.
everybody else is operating off of.
And
But they're
sometimes
letting
look at that
robots figure
bottom
this out.
number. Look at that 10.7 popping up right here down and 29.4. That's they're just the volume. Those are like fake orders. And like that 10.7 there. Look at all these fake orders. So you think when you're gonna buy it at this price, but in reality, there's no shares here. You're gonna pay a much higher price than what you thought you were gonna pay. But the public doesn't see the level two screen. Most people are just looking at the best bid and the best ask. So you're looking at just these two numbers here. Here's the best ask right here, or the bottom number, or right above that word spread is the best ask, and the one right below it is the best bid price. You're only seeing these at the bottom, but if I wanted to sell a lot of shares, there's not enough volume down here to sell. I'm going to end up selling it at a much lower price. But the software adds up the volume is there and says, well, this is what I'm really going to sell it at. This price down here, not up here. But remember, there's also millions of other traders out there. So while we're busy adding up these numbers, and it's all in a split second, while we're busy adding up these numbers, other people are plucking these out of here. So they become not available because they're gone. Each one of these is a single order out there. So it's a daunting task. But it's
Yeah, this
fun,
gives
when I know I've conquered the market because I do all this stuff that nobody else does. And this is a perfect example of what I was talking about with the way the prices jump around. On the January 26th last year, look at ACH's price was 2 cents, 0.02. And then it started running up. And we started selling at the higher prices. It went to 3.8 cents, 3.7 cents. And we started closing off all that inventory. There's $2,000, $2,000, $1,700. See, I didn't just get a small amount. Here, this one I got $61, but this one I got $2,000 because it jumped. And when it jumped from 2 cents to 3.7, all that inventory I was sitting on, and it was like, boom, sell all that off at the much higher price. So, and then that went on for a couple of days, like 5 days. And while it was going up, it was wiggling on the way up. So you could see, even though I was busy selling all this inventory that I had accumulated while it was going down, it was opening up more on the wiggles. How beautiful was that? So, so I'm opening. So not only am I selling the inventory that I accumulated on the way down, I'm actually buying more inventory while it's trending up. So, that was a beautiful 5 days. That was a cool 200% return in 5 days. Thank you.
nice.
What a joke. The
I have a
marketplace.
hypothetical question for you.
Yes.
So I've tested out the trader in multiple kinds of ways, like tweaking stuff and whatever. Imagine if somebody I want to buy and accumulate Bitcoin, just the buy only option and not sell. What if you had maybe 10K and you just wanted to buy Bitcoin in the most strategic dollar cost averaging, way, right? What if you otherwise had just taken ACH, Doge, GRT, just your, your basic thing that you do, and you let it live trade, and then you allocate that money that it's making to Bitcoin? What
You mean
over a longer period
automatically?
of time how would you accumulate more Bitcoin over time if you're letting the money from the volatility go into Bitcoin versus buying when Bitcoin's going down? What do you think? Like
Well,
assuming you're still putting in money, it's not just that's only the 10K.
that's on my to-do list, actually. The managed profits here, where we say percent of this screen is very elementary, right? You say save 100% of my profits and let it all go in here into your save bucket. I've already spec'd that out because so that you can allocate this money as it's coming in here. You're going to say, I want to take X amount of this and put it in Bitcoin.
And will it
Oh,
still be able
wow.
to DCA, like it will buy whenever it's an
Yes,
opportunistic
the
time?
dollar
Okay.
cost average, what it'll do is it'll put it here. Like
Yeah, I
your
think that's like
Bitcoin,
that's like the final piece of the puzzle in my mind, because sometimes
yeah,
I'll just make it buy, but if it's making money, and then it's just going to do that anyways without me
That's a
thinking
great
about it.
that's a
it's gonna
great
do
feature.
this. It's gonna add it, like this one here says I've got $41,000 of Bitcoin right now. It's gonna add it to this number. So as you're making profits from these, the profits, instead of just going into the the save bucket, will be going into this number here for your Bitcoin.
So you can allocate it to individual assets. Got it.
So yeah, you'll be able to tell it, I want to
Wow.
take X% of my profits instead of letting it just go into the save bucket. I want it to allocate it to these percentages to these
That's
assets.
brilliant.
I know. Well,
That's it.
Casey asked
That's
for that a while ago, and I spec'd it all out for how to do that.
So wait a minute, is that to say that if Attila and I ask for stuff, we eventually get it?
No, no, you're going the bottom of the list. She's at the top of the list, Steve.
Hey, that was just like the only manual part of the strategy for
Yeah,
me. I have to
yeah,
like go and then use it to buy, you know? Yeah.
yeah. I
that's
want to
great.
get it. I ultimately would like to make the whole thing 100% automated where nobody touches anything. And that is how it comes. It comes where it's already defaulted to you don't have to touch a thing. Some people though they want to go in and change stuff.
Which
Um,
I have and I do not recommend. But that was my job to test it out. I wasn't just gonna go and do it. I wanted to see if
what if you
whatever
do
could
that?
go wrong, see what happens. And yes, it can go
And there's
wrong.
very few things you can mess up, really. I mean, there's very few things you can mess up, really, if you change things.
One
Yeah.
of the ones I did was take zero profits and put it all in, but then when the market went down, then that's not a smart thing to do. But then
Oh yeah,
also
right.
another thing that I did is instead of using the things that you've been using, so it was the GRT, ACH, SHIB, I
Mm-hmm.
went and tried to do the more volatile at the time. So during that time period, maybe an 8 month time period, the most volatile things were like Bonk, Pepe, all these meme stuff.
Right.
That wasn't not a smart move either. It was a little bit interesting, but then it kind of died off. You got to stay with the larger market cap
Well,
ones
that's
without
where
it
we
being
have this
Bitcoin and
report.
Ethereum. Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah, go
agree.
through that report and explain it.
All right, we actually have this report I created last year to see previous year's trades closed, and it's showing it. And I actually got this idea from a 7-Eleven again. If you were opening a 7-Eleven, you would get a very similar report, and I've seen the report where from the distributor that shows what are the products, the items you're going to sell in your 7-Eleven ordered by the biggest moving items. So you got the biggest movers at the top, 1598, 1574. This is 1 year's, these are closed trades. And then it actually, if you go to the right, it's got the monthly trades. You got September's trade, 66. These are closed profitable trades. Every trade, every closed trade is always profitable. And like, look at this one here, 32 trades, 46, 100 each month. And if you scroll down, the further you go down to the bottom, you start getting to the stuff like 7 trades in a month, 6 trades. And then if you really go down to the real bottom, then you get to where you're trying to sell iodine in your store. Nobody's going to a 7-Eleven to buy iodine, or bacterial spray or whatever, that kind of stuff. Nobody, you don't want to clutter your shelves up with junk that doesn't sell. And so that's why I say it's just like commerce. You want the biggest moving items. And here's something I just added, Attila. I added this feature here. This one here that says percent of traders that are in that
Okay.
coin.
Okay.
If I click on that, percent of traders. So you can see Sui has 40% of the actual Go Baby Trade traders are actually in
Wow.
Sui, are trading
Wow.
Sui.
Very nice.
Kind
Yeah.
of nice to know that, right? You know, and how valuable is it? I don't know. Do I want to trade a coin that 40% of the people are trading? Or do I want to go down here and trade a coin that nobody's trading? I
Well,
mean,
to Crypto Casey's point, she's talking about using the coins that have existed a while with very high market caps. I
No, but also
subscribe to that as, go
yes,
ahead.
go with that. But also, Ed, can you find Bitcoin on this because it doesn't the volatility is not as much as all these other ones, which means that it's not the best thing to choose. I think it was like what number 68 on the most traded. If
here
you
I
Well,
just do
just
no,
big
sorted it.
control,
I just sorted it.
Bitcoin's,
So I just clicked on the
BTC,
heading for the symbol name.
they go up a little bit.
BTC. It's number
453. Yeah,
453.
don't choose that. It's not.
So it's just not 156 trades a year. 8% of the people are trading it. 8%
That's
of the Go
crazy.
Baby Trade traders have it. Now, I don't know. I just added that like 4 or 5 days ago, this column. This one here that says what percent of people are in these
Bonk. See,
coins?
that's a meme coin, which it's a lot of people betting, gambling on a casino thing.
Yeah,
But you're capitalizing on that chaos.
Right. Yeah,
yeah, you
I
know.
like that. Capitalize. We're gonna create a T-shirt. Capitalize on the chaos.
No, it's like
And
literally
you
that.
know,
The most chaotic thing, as long as there's volume and there's
I'll
money in
write
it,
that
that's
down.
the way you're going to make the most money with this. And that's exactly what Wall Street does.
and that's all we care about. You know, I'm not in love with these companies. You know, Microsoft isn't, you know, I worked there for 8 years, almost nine, you know, and I have no loyalty. I have loyalty to Microsoft when it comes to Microsoft products. I use SQL Server and Windows NT and all that, you know, right? And but I have no loyalty when it comes to the stock, you know. I'm here to make money. The auto trader is designed to make money. It's not here. I don't, some people though, they want to only trade, um, let's look at this here. Some people don't like meme coins because they say, well, these aren't, you know, they're not real. They don't really have products and make money. Utility coins is what people want to trade. So I kind of added that to this here to show so people can see, you know, PRCL is very popular. It's number 4 on the highest trade count report. It's a utility coin. The price is beautiful, 1 cent. What a joke. I mean, it probably should be at least 10 cents or even a dollar. This is ridiculous. These prices now are just becoming an insult. Um, but it's got 1,492 trades last year. Look at the monthly counts on that trade. Why wouldn't I want to trade that coin? Because I can feel like if I'm trading that coin, I feel like I'm going to get good numbers. Now, am I going to get those exact numbers? Well, nobody knows what it'll be, but I know I can feel confident that I'm not going to get numbers, you know, like this if I'm trading that coin. I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong to think that way? What do you think, Casey? I mean,
No, I
I don't
mean,
expect to get 2 trades in a month if I'm
I think a
trading
lot of people have seen back in other market cycles with crypto, people putting in, a fairly modest amount of money and it becoming extremely crazy, insane amount of money with the buy and hold, but with under really unprecedented times. It was right after COVID. Interest rates are zero. Money printing's everywhere. Markets are propped up. And people are making easy money. Everybody got Lambos, Ferraris, doesn't matter. Now we're in a completely different environment. We have interest rates. We have it's crazy. So people remember all of the easy, effortless money. And now if they look at this like, oh, I'm only gonna make a couple $100 a month from this, but over time, I think Edward, you should segue into the like if what looks like a 5 year, 10 year
Oh yeah, yeah.
situation.
I'll show.
Because there are moments where there are waterfalls, but there are droughts. We're in drought right now. Waterfall was maybe 3, 4 years ago.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
there's droughts. So you can't just like, oh, I'm gonna just have a lump sum of money and just live my life on that and not do anything. No, it's a very, I don't know, liquid, you
but
know.
it adds up.
Yeah, so if somebody looked at this, so can we just like go through your account value is high. Let's just say if you put in 10,000, I think Edward has the numbers on this.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
not something that
when
you're
you're
gonna make
yeah
100, 200%.
But
It's
we're in the crummiest of markets right now.
yes, it's
You
a
know,
very,
we're in the
very
crummiest of markets as far as turning over quick money, but we're in the best market for prepping for the kill, for
for
the real big
investing
money.
for
right.
And that's what I'm
long-term.
looking for. I don't care
Exactly.
about this daily money. It's nice to make it. It's nice to make it $465. Um, let's see, I don't have my wallet with me, but I found a dollar bill on the ground the other day, you know, and I put it in my wallet and I'm excited because I found a dollar on the ground. It's so funny. You know, but you know, it's nice, it's fun to make free money. You know,
Also,
even though
I
my
think we
auto
should
trader
also
makes so
talk
much
about
money.
somebody put it on the list to talk about. If we put something into an IRA retirement account, look, it's mostly in stocks, right? Bonds. It's not going up very much, but we somehow think that that's cool. But then we get penalized if we use it until we're
Till
like
you're
60,
100 years old.
60. Yeah, and we don't an age we're not even really we don't know if we're going to live that long. We could die right now. So with this, it's liquid, you can take it out anytime. It's just, I don't know. It's a
I
no-brainer
don't
for me,
know.
but
I
it is
love it.
really hard to get through all the layers.
Well, I was helping somebody this morning, and he said he got a statement a couple years ago, I think, and he made 15 cents interest in his bank account.
Yeah.
15 cents. What a joke.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a joke. Okay, Ed,
Yeah.
we got a lot of we got questions to get to. So do you mind do you mind sharing one more thing really quick, like in 1 or 2 minutes, and then Edward can show his example, and that's the top 50 traders? Because people ask
Oh
us
yeah.
all the time, how much
Well,
money should I
people
start my trader with? It's all over the map, but this is a
well,
great
people
example.
were people were constantly saying, I mean, I give both ways. A few years ago, when I first created this report, I had all the guys with the $1 million accounts in here, and it was
Right,
cluttering up the screens. And
right.
so then I said, well, let's reduce it down to accounts that are a lot less. But then people started saying, well, I want to see accounts that are more. So I put the higher dollar values in again. So here's a $1 million account, and he made $857,000 of profit, 76, 7, that's 79%. This is physical money. Tell me this guy's not in heaven,
Wow.
because where else is he gonna park $1 million and make
Wow.
857,000 in 1 year doing nothing and just watching it crank out money? And
Wow.
he does not have an advantage over this guy here with $2,900, or even that guy with 623. He doesn't get more trades. He's just investing more money into the trades because he has more money. The trader
Right.
is using more money, but he's not getting more trades than the guy with $623. Um, so yeah, you can just there's $10,000, 8,000, 269,000, 1,000. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's 191% return. Where do you get money like that? Nowhere. I can't think of another investment where you could just park your money into an account, into your Coinbase account, and watch it just grow.
Yep.
I mean,
Pretty incredible. Thank you, Ed.
that's how I feel. I mean, I think Warren Buffett would love this system if he had it. And you
Yeah.
can
So
see
click on, yeah, there you go. That's
you
what I was
can
just going to
click
ask you to
on
do
it.
that.
This guy's running the default strategy. ACH, Bonk, GRT, Sheep. He's running the same stuff we're all running. And then the market's been, he's taking 3% profit goals. He's adding on 3% drops, 3% drops. If you buy on a 3% drop and it drops and it keeps going in threes, 3%, 3%, 3%, and you do that 35 times, that gives you a trading window of 105%. That's the bottom. So he's trading all the way to the bottom. That means the software is allocating the funds to ensure that you can continue trading no matter where the price goes. Wherever that bucket goes in the bucket in the well, you don't even care. You don't care. You know, you don't want to make it where you put all your money in at the top and you don't allow it to reserve money for trading lower. The biggest criticism I get, and I haven't gotten it in a while, but we used to get it a lot, is I want all my money working for me. And that's where the people don't understand. The software is using all your money in its calculations. So technically, it is working for you. It's just not putting all your money into a coin at one time, or into a few coins at once, and using it all up here. Because if I use it up here and then the coin price goes down here, the price is wiggling, but you're not making any money because you're not buying down here. You need to be able to buy down here. So you have to have money reserved. The software reserves enough money in this case to take it all the way to the bottom. So you don't even care where it goes. You're still trading even though the coins drop 90%. We're still in the game. Now, BlackRock didn't plan on that. Didn't expect us to still be around. They thought you would have already bailed out by then, which most people did, but not Go Baby Trade clients. We're still down at the bottom here trading away.
Take it away, Edward.
All right. And some of you have seen this, but Casey, thank you for reminding me. Ed, may I borrow the screen back?
Yes, you may.
So let me make some foundational statements. I just asked ChatGPT, to tell me what the average return, if you invested over the last 10 years, $10,000 10 years ago against what it is today, and what is the average percentage return. So it came back and it said 13.6% on average. That said, you put 10,000 in 10 years ago, and it's now worth $35,000. You just saw a chart that is mind-boggling. Go back to the beginning of this when I said strap on your racing harness, because you're going to see things that defy logic and make you go, wait a second, that can't be real. But it is real. That's accounting of, those are real accounts, real people that over time don't look at it. Ed always says, and actually all of us all have touched on it, this is a life trader. What did you just say?
Yep.
There's no other place on the planet that you can just park money and it makes money for nothing. Who said dire straits? Money for nothing, and I'll leave the rest of the sentence.
Money that you can actually spend. It's right
It's
there.
also the tortoise and the hare thing. Like, everybody's trying to get rich quick scheme with gambling on Kalishi or on or Kalshi, however you say it, and cryptos. But if you just slow and steady,
Well, I'm gonna show exactly that, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show you this slide that I started with. What have we failed to show you on this?
Slow and steady,
Oops.
Eddie.
Let me get back to it. Automation, cash flow, safety, and security. What more could you want out of you working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week? Here's a choice. Would you rather put it in? I just got an email a week and a half ago from I moved money through one of my operating accounts, and I got this email like it was going to be great news, or they're giving me great news. On $10,200, I made 0.01 of a penny. Where would you like to park your money? You give your money to the bank. It has the authority to rip you off and lend out 90 cents of every dollar that you give them. Oh, by the way, lend it back to you at 30 to 40% interest, and you think you're living in Fat City. You're not. You're being taken advantage of. All right, so I had to go off the rails on that, because automation, cash flow, safety, and security, what else could you want, right? So let me then share the screen that Casey was referring to. Hold on.
Give us the short version, Eduardo.
I'm sorry?
Give us the short version.
The short version is, where else can you make money like this? So
no, I mean, when you show the calculator, I mean.
Yep. Dude, me and short versions don't exist. So
well, that's
me too.
Well, Ed squared. There you go. All right. To Casey's point, here's ultra conservative. You saw a couple of numbers on Ed's top trader charts that were what is the logic? You got to be asking yourself, what's the logic in spending $3,500 on a tool and only investing $500 in it per month? But here, look, this is a life trader. This is a life plan. So here's what I've done, and I'll change a couple of these numbers. But let's say you invested the $3,500, and over a 9-year period, 9 years is going to go by whether you do anything or not, whether you own the trader or whether you take advantage of it. There's nothing out there that gives you a better advantage to become financially free with cash flow and peace of mind. There isn't. Over the last 4 years, I did tell you at the beginning, and it's been happening. You saw the percentages. We're not going to use 289% or 79% or 161%. We're going to use 50%. It's never operated on an annual basis that low, unless you manipulate it. So here's your lesson. Don't manipulate it. Leave it as is. It's refined over the last 26 years and continues every single day to be refined by Ed and his team. So let's just say you started with 500. You took $100 conservatively a month and put it in there at a 50% return over 9 years. Your investment of 500, actually it's $11,300, turns into automatically in your sleep $128,000. Now, before we leave the 500, let's just say, okay, that's cool. What if I did 250, right? So this is 128. Forget about the what's left over. Okay. Big numbers. What did Einstein say? Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. If you don't understand it, you're going to pay it, and if you do, you're going to take advantage of it. If Einstein were alive, which is why earlier in the discussion I said Ed Barsano is the Einstein of our time and money. There is no way around it. I don't know if you can bring an opportunity like this and a system like this that just works. Be my guest. Okay, so let's just say you started with 5,000 over that same 9-year period at the same 50%. The number keeps going up. I'll show you. I'll show you a quick example. Can you see my screen here? Can you see my trader? Did it come up?
Yes.
Somebody say yes. Okay. This is an account that I started in 9/11, September 11th of 2025. I have a nonprofit called Gratitude Professor Foundation. I decided, I'm like, wait a minute, there was an epiphany. And I think I talked to Ed about it. And I said, why wouldn't we take some of the reserves while we're waiting to deploy them to serve the people that we serve and giving them a hand up, not a hand out? Why would I not put it in the trader and get those kinds of returns? It's running currently at a pace in a crappy market. If you annualize this based on what it's actually used, it's annualized currently at 76%. I just calculated. Why? Why wouldn't everybody do this? Right? So let me go back to my
Because
investment
they
calculator.
don't, because
Because they don't know.
that's the age old question that I've always had is why wouldn't everybody do it? There are
Right.
people right now on this webinar that are skeptical, and no
They
matter
should
how
be.
I can't explain it. I've explained it every which way, every angle
Right.
I could think of to show that it's real and it works, but
Right.
yet you can't. There's always you just can't do it. One of the
Well,
guys I helped just yesterday, he was talking about his last two investments in crypto. They ripped him off.
right.
He did what Attila said. He put all his money into some other account that he didn't have access. He didn't have
Mhm.
control over, and then they just walked away with all his money.
Yeah, here's the
With
psychological issue
us,
that
you're
I
putting your
see.
money in
Yeah,
Coinbase or
yeah,
Kraken. I have no
yeah.
access to that account.
What I'm observing is the older you get, the more you think you know about money. And as I made the statement, a few minutes ago, the more you know about money as it's taught to you in the current scam system, the more you think you know, but you really don't know. So it takes longer when you start to see what is possible. It takes time to deprogram. You always say that, Ed. Deprogram so that you can. I'll use a Microsoft. You have to pull their old operating system out and put in a new operating system of what current reality and possibility is. Right. So let me
Yeah,
give you.
get rid of
I'll end.
Linux.
Right.
Linux. Anybody
Right.
programming with Linux, get rid of that garbage, will you?
Not a programming question, but just I figured since you were an old Microsoft guy, you would get it. Remove the old operating system and put in the new operating system. So now that you've seen what I'm doing for real in money that I serve other people with, then I'm going to show you that scenario. Okay. Mine is currently running at 76.26%. We started with 15,000. We're committed to adding at least another $500 per month over that same time period. Watch these numbers. Okay. 15,000 with another 54,000 contributed over that same 9-year period. You now have a principal of $4.15 million. So our strategy is as we grow, once we reach the $2 million limit per account, we're just going to keep adding more Go Baby Trade accounts because let's just round this off to 4 million. You can't do it in one account, but I'm going to do it just as an illustration, and I'll turn it back over to Ed. And let's say at the end of the 9 years, you're like, okay, we're no longer contributing any more money.
Wait a minute. That says starting with $4 million.
That's right. I know it breaches your value, but I'm just saying
Right.
the last calculation I did, adding $500 a month to the starting 15,000 at its current run rate of 76.26% gives you an account value of 4.1 million. Okay, so I just shaved off. I went and bought something with
But Edward,
150,000. So I shaved it.
Edward,
Yes,
Edward, in the starting amount, you've got 4 million.
correct. That's what I just said.
Well, we're all freaking out because nobody has that.
Well,
Yeah,
but I just showed you how
well,
it got made. It got made in your sleep, right?
okay.
Oh,
Right?
But
right.
I like
From
I like
where
I
you
like
started.
cutting the numbers in half. Just use 15,000, adding your whatever you add in every month, and then cut the number in half. I like to show, like for
Okay.
me,
Cut this number in half.
Ed Barsano, would you agree with the statement that based on the history of the trader, a 2% return a month, which is 24% a year, would be, in terms of your Go Baby trade, is like a disaster. That's like
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
horrible
yeah. I mean,
performance.
everybody makes more than that.
Well,
Everybody
Now
makes
they
more than
don't
that. So,
realize they're making more because the coin prices are going down and
right,
it
right.
offsets it. But the reality is that 2% is going into a save bucket and it's only going to keep going up forever.
correct. You guys are stealing my punchline. So
All
I'm
right.
going to change it back. So you want me to change this from the real run rate to a half of the real run
Half of
rate.
that, 35%. Let's say
Okay, I'll just
35.
say 34%.
Okay.
Okay. You're still at $470,000 in principal. Let's say after that, you go, all right, I'm going to put $470,000. We're no longer in the growth phase. Now we're in the serve phase. Okay. Change that to 1 year. We're no longer contributing on a monthly basis, right? $159,000 a year equates to what? Bear with
A
me.
lot of dough. A
I
lot
got to
of
use a
dough.
calculator.
Like
I'm sorry, not 100, not 100, right. So 159,000 divided by
that's
12.
about 13
It's
and a half thousand.
$13,250 per month by itself on you cutting the figures in half of what the real run rate is. Tell me who makes $13,250 in their sleep every month, period. Nobody.
Well, you know what's amazing is you're basing all this on a straight down market. Watch when that market turns up.
No, I know. I know. This is the most even the 76% I thought was
Then
ultra
the numbers are
conservative,
going to be off the charts. I
right?
can't even measure what it's going to look like. I can't wait. It's so exciting.
But go back to the original example, 500. Let's just say it makes the 50% and you put $100 in
A month.
a month.
Yeah,
Where
that's a great
where are you going to
example.
be able to turn $500 if you just put it in a savings account? What do you end up at the end of 9 years? You end up with
$101
of
or 501.
$506, right? Not $128,176.08. I don't know what to say. I can't make every time we do a demonstration like this, we have to keep cutting the numbers because people on the receiving side go, "Oh, that can't be possible." But let me tell you, math works. It never lies. It never makes a
Right.
mistake. So
Okay,
thank
good
you, Casey.
example. Thank you, Edward, for sharing. We appreciate that. Um,
Thank you. Can
so
I
let's do
address
this.
one thing that Crypto Casey asked me about earlier?
Yeah, sure.
She said, talk about the AI for a minute. It's been running for 25 years. My auto trader doesn't use ChatGPT and OpenAI and all that stuff. I wrote my own AI. Okay? I've been doing AI since 89, since 1989 at Microsoft. Um, so I never bragged about AI. You know, it's a beautiful add-on. It's a beautiful feature to have in an auto trader, but it's not the holy grail. The AI is not
Star of the dish.
the star of the dish. When the auto trader is going, when it says it's time to buy, you see that added to declining position and it has AI at the end. The price went down. The auto trader said, I want to buy more. But then it called AI and said, what do you think? Do you think it's going to go lower? And the AI came back and said, yes, I think it's going to go lower. So hold on a minute before you buy it. Okay. So then it let it go a little lower and then it bought it. Whereas the one here says added to declining position and it doesn't have an AI because it called the AI and the AI couldn't predict that it was going to go lower. So the AI just, or so the software just went ahead and bought it. The software is the star of the dish. The software is doing the money management. Just like, just like if I go down here and look at profit goal, when the price is going higher, the software says, I want to take profit. So then it calls the AI and the AI says, hold on, don't take that profit yet. That coin is going to go higher. So hold on to the coin before you sell it. And that's what that AI is. And here it said when the software saw that it went higher and the software wanted to take profit, it called the AI and the AI couldn't predict that it was going to go higher. The AI can only predict about 30 minutes out. It really can't predict like tomorrow. If you had something and a magic indicator that told you what a coin was going to do tomorrow, you'd be the richest person on the planet. It simply doesn't exist. It can only look at the ecosystem of this instant in time, and this instant in time encapsulates about 30 minutes out. The whole thing starts breaking down after that. Um,
Okay.
so, its accuracy really starts dropping off the longer you try to predict. Um, so my AI, the way it works is this is an advantage I have. Each auto trader, and I have thousands of auto traders running, clients. Every minute, each auto trader is writing data to files. Literally every minute. And what is the data? 27 indicators: stochastics, MACD, relative strength index, the volume and the price. Well, is it up over 5 minutes ago? Is it up over 30 minutes ago, or is it down? All that stuff. It's got all that stuff in the AI, and it's writing that data. The auto trader is writing data to files, and so I've got thousands of auto traders writing every minute to files. Think of the volume, the terabits of data, okay? And the AI is training on that data. And it literally takes the AI a month to train on that data. And then it just starts over again as soon as it trains because the more data is coming constantly. And it's been doing that for years. The original my AI, when I first started it, when I first put it in the auto traders back in 2001, the clients couldn't even run their computers with that in there. It was just too big. They couldn't
Yeah.
even check their email. It was too big. Now that I moved to the servers, to in-house in my intranet, where all the auto traders are running on my high-speed servers, the AI runs separately, and it runs separately on 4 separate servers. And even so, over the 25 years, it started running on 1 server. Now it's running on 4 servers. And because it's got so much more data to work with. And AI is pattern recognition. So if you compare the AI that I have, the accuracy of my AI, compared to all these bots that are popping up saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm an AI trader." I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't believe they're real. But anyways, even if they started doing that a couple of years ago, it's like a 25-year-old running a race against a 2-year-old.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is they don't know what they don't know, because AI is a learning system. It learns over the years. So they haven't seen patterns from 2001 all the way to 2023. They don't know. They haven't seen the patterns. So they haven't learned from those patterns. So they're looking at over the last couple of years is all they're looking at. So what I mean is they don't know what they don't know. And so they can't know what they don't know because they haven't seen it. AI can't tell you 1 plus 1 is 2. It has to learn that, and it learns it over the years of seeing the patterns. AI is pattern recognition. That's what AI is.
Okay.
Neural networks,
Fantastic.
if you will.
Thank you. Neural networks. Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's get to the Q&A. We do have 5 or 6 questions lined up. So
Yep.
the very
Okay.
first one, yeah, the very first one, Ed, is from Shauna. She's got 2 questions, actually. So she says, can you please go over the lots and how they work? Well, that's really simple. I mean, I could answer that one if the
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
I
Let
mean
me
if
hear what
the
your response, how you would
if
answer that.
yeah, if the trader goes up, that's easy. It just takes the profit at 5%. But on the way down, when the market pulls back, it buys additional positions for you, which are lots. Now, the 3,000 lines of code, based on how much
3
money you
million.
have, I mean, 3 million, I'm sorry, 3 million lines of code help determine, based on how much money you have in your Coinbase or Kraken account, the size of the lot it's going to buy you, the positions. In other words, a lot is a position. How many lots it's going to buy for you when it goes down. And like Ed said a minute ago, if it goes down 3%, but the AI kicks in and says there's a 95% probability that it's going to keep going down, don't buy it yet. Hold off. Okay. So a lot is a position. So
Did
Ed,
we
you just
change the name of lot to position or?
inventory. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. Crypto
Unless how you
Casey
really
asked for
feel.
it. We didn't.
I'll think about that, but that's just twisting my brain.
So you
It's
get
all
Casey,
lots.
you get at least to think about it. We just get no.
Okay.
All right. So that's a good question, actually. But that's a lot is a position or inventory that it's building for you. So
It ties
now,
into a lot of stuff, though, is the thing,
yeah.
when I talk about lots, you know, it it's got to spread your money out so that you can continue trading. If you were, say, like here's a good example. Um, you've allocated so much money to each coin. Now take that $205,000 that it's allocated for that coin, right? It can't allocate more than that. So it's going to take that 205 in a very elementary way. I'm going to explain this. It would take that 205,000 and it would divide that by 50, by 50 lots. So then it knows how much money that it can allocate per trade. And it's going to do those trades on 3% drops. So it's going to do 3% drops 50 times so that it covers you all the way to the bottom. Now, some people feel like they want to make a lot more. I want a lot more money allocated right away. If I was to take this and say one lot, I don't know if I can go that low. It won't allow it. All right, two lots. If I said two lots, what the auto trader would do with this $200,000 is it would divide that in half and say, I'm going to invest $100,000 per lot. So it's going to
Mm,
buy it initially. So it's going to spend 100,000 right away. And then it's going to spend the next 100,000 on a three, as soon as it drops 3% more. So that would eat up. See, it says all funds except the profit saved will be used within those two lots. That's gambling because that now the price of the coin is only down a little bit, and then here it's going to drop 80% more, and you don't have any money to trade. So we're ultra conservative. I'm ultra conservative. The trader comes by default when you get it. The setting is already 3 times 25, which is a 75% trading window. So that means right out of the gate, as soon as you started trading, the auto trader bought some shares of the coin, and then it said, I'm going to reserve enough money so that I can trade all the way down 25 times on 3% drops, all the way down to a 75% drop. That means already right out of the gate, before any of this happened, before any drop happened, the software already said, I'm gonna cover you all the way down to here. That means no matter where it goes, as long as it stays within 75% from the top to the bottom, I'm going to continue trading. Now, what happened, we had a very phenomenal thing happen in the market, which is very, very unusual. The market dropped 90%. What are the odds of that in your lifetime? It doesn't happen. Let me tell you, the odds of that are happening are zero. All right. But enter BlackRock. Enter those guys who they want all the shares. They're different than we are. We, the people, just want to make money. They want to make all the money. They're trying to drive everybody out of crypto. However, the crypto news that is out there all over the world and the crypto companies they're going gangbusters. You are not going to stop cryptos. And I don't know how the public doesn't see it. The world's going digital, baby. And you're not going to stop it. So that's why they're accumulating everything they can and at insultingly low prices on top of it. And at the same time, they're driving the little guy out. So you guys working at Jack in the Box, we want you to keep working. We want everybody, you Uber drivers, we want you to keep working. We don't want you to know that you could be a millionaire in a year. Oh, God forbid you should know that. They're doing everything they can to keep you out of the crypto market. And the only way they can do, the way they're doing it is they're driving the prices down into the ground and they're scaring everybody everywhere you go. And I want all of you to do it. Take a survey. When you go out there, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to strangers. And I always ask a simple question. So, how's your crypto doing? Somebody I don't even know at UPS. So, how's your crypto doing? And you know what I get to hear? The horror story. Oh, my father lost everything. I'm like, how did he lose everything? Well, he bought Bitcoin at 60,000 and then it went to 30,000 and then he sold it. Oh, he just lost. It's like, why did he do that?
Yeah, why
It
did he
freaks
sell
me
it?
out. And that's how he lost. So he lost because he sold it at a loss when he should have been holding it. And where did it go from 60,000, from 30,000 to 120,000? See what I mean? So, and that's how
Yeah. All
lots work.
right.
That's how it works. It's
Yeah.
all about profit protection. Let me say this one last thing about the bucket and the well. Do you notice this bucket started here from your first purchase at the top? I never said it went up. Everything you're looking at here is a down market. From where you went in, it went down. Anybody can make money if it just goes straight up. There's nothing to think about. Buy it and it goes up, you're done. What do you do when it goes down? This whole auto trader is designed to cover a losing market. This is where people get killed. Up market is no problem. It goes up, you sell it, you made a lot of money. You don't have to think about that. What do you do when it goes down? He who can manage losers will win. And
Right.
and that's what
Right.
I've learned how to do. What I've done is I've cornered the market. They can't hurt me no matter what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Ed.
Here's a
Actually,
new
Sean has got
feature I
us.
created, Attila.
Oh, but you're blowing the surprise.
All right.
Okay,
No
so
surprise.
the second question that Shauna has also answers a question, the same question that Jeffrey F asks. So Shauna says, is that 1 year report current, last 365 days, or is it older?
No, that came out on March 1st.
March 1st, okay. And for the top trader report user number 4, do we know the time frame that it took to get that percentage? 1
1 year.
year. 1 year.
Everyone
Yep.
on there is 1 year. Where is it? Everything here is 1 year. That was the starting balance 1 year ago, and what it had in the account in 1 year ago.
Yep.
And there are no manual trades in here. There are no paper traders in here. This is all live trading. If somebody does one manual trade, they are knocked off this list. And that's why a lot of them are knocked off the list, because they did manual trades. They manually bought something or manually closed something. If you're fiddling with your trader, you're not even on the report. If you're changing your strategy, you're
Right.
not on the report. If you're
Cool.
editing your strategy. So
Cool.
it's just these are people that haven't touched their traders.
The way you're supposed to be, not touch it. Great.
Right.
Edward, I'm gonna grab one more question, and you could grab the rest.
And this
Um,
isn't bad in a down market.
well,
Really.
well, no, really good numbers. Michael T says, how do I handle tax reporting? Guys, you got to understand, the trader has nothing to do with taxes. The trader is a tool. It sends the buy signals and the sell signals to your Coinbase or Kraken exchanges. In February, oops, just spilled something here. In February, you will, end of February, beginning of first couple days of March, actually somewhere in February, you get a report, an alert, an email from Coinbase or Kraken saying that your 1099 report is ready, your profit and loss. You take that, you print it, and if you want to, you give it to your CPA. If you don't want to, that's your choice. It's your business. So we have nothing, Ed Barsano has nothing to do with taxes. The trader has nothing to do with taxes. That's always a function of the exchange. Okay, so that answers that. Thank you, Michael.
Well,
Yep.
kind of answers it. There is one.
Yeah,
I would throw
Ed,
one more thing in there.
Yeah, Ed, add your jelly on top about how Coinbase reports.
Right. There's a thing called HIFO, highest in, first out, and LIFO, last in, first out. Follow me for a second. If I buy something at $10 and it drops down to $1 and I buy it again, and then it goes up to $2. Go Baby Trade is going to sell that one it bought at $1. It's going to sell it at $2 and log a $1 profit in the auto trader, right? However, the broker, the exchange, is going to log it differently. They're going to say, you sold the one you bought at 10, you sold it at 2 for an $8 loss. So when you think you're making all this money, when they report the taxes, they're going to say, well, you didn't make all that money. Even though you did make all that money, you know you sold the one you bought at 1, you know you sold it at 2 for a profit. It was real money, undeniable. But for tax purposes, how do the rich do it? HIFO, highest in, first out. It's called mark to market. That's really what they call it. So you don't have to sell your coins to generate losses for tax purposes. They're already doing it based on every trade. It's like I got an email from somebody last week, and he in his auto trader, he knows he made $10,000 profit. The auto trader shows it. It was real money. He actually used the money, so he knows he made that 10,000. However, when he got his 1099, it said you lost. You have a minus 10,000. I'm like, thank you. I love it. Everything about the crypto market is in our favor.
Yeah. So, so Michael,
So
actually, Daryl says, how do I increase my inventory? Put more money in the trader. Don't mess with the
That's the
settings.
easiest. That's the best way to do it because you don't want to just go in there manually buying stuff. Because you know what you're going to do? It's like I said the other day, I wanted to buy $50,000 worth of each coin. And then what did it do? It went lower. And I was hoping it was going to go higher. When you do that, it's called your top heavy, where you're putting it all in up here, and then the coin drops down here, and then you don't have much money to invest down here because you used it all up here. The software, if you let the software do the money management, it's called money management / risk management. The software handles all that. It makes sure that, did you notice the rule here? This one right here, it says lot size options, system calculation, equal funds. So it's investing the same amount of money per trade, no matter where the price is. So it's making the same profits on every trade, whether it's up here or down here.
Yep.
It's all the profits you're going to make are based on the trading. It's not based on a coin going to a new high. However, once you've got a well-seasoned trader and you got all that inventory, like you can see in my trader, I've got 24 lots that I own going down. That means 24 buys that are underwater. That's beautiful, man. That's gold. And this one here has 36 lots. That's 36 losing positions that I bought on the way down. However, profit-wise, I mean, I just keep taking profits. It's taken 63,000 in profits. This open inventory that's down, that all happened in the last few months when they really pushed the market extra hard down. They're doing a last minute, trying to drive as many people out as they can before this market rockets. You know, I'm sure Crypto Casey can talk about what's coming because we're getting close to. They're at the only tool that they have against us to scare us is lowering the price, but they've already lowered the prices to the bottom. Now what are they doing? We're getting ready to rocket. Every crash that you've seen over our lifetime is followed by when the coin, it always rockets down and then it rockets to new highs. And what does it do? What happens when they rocket the prices lower? People bail out like crazy. And then they rocket the prices to new highs. And where does that leave the little guy? Out of the market. Where does it leave the rich guy, the big guy? Richer. Yep. And that's what we're experiencing.
And Daryl, I'm gonna put a comma and a comment on the back end of that. So when you do put more money into it, because it turns out that everybody in their experience, when they get past the is this real and does it work, because it does, they get to the point where they look everywhere to find more money to put it in, because where else would you put it that's going to make more money, right? You're going to put it in this. So the good news is that when you deposit more money, the example being you buy more USDC in Coinbase as well in Kraken, but you can only buy USD, is you don't have to do anything. You don't have to alert or change anything in the trader. The trader just realizes it has more resources and it draws it in and it spreads it out through
It'll
that.
increase this
Right.
number here, the funds to invest, which will
Right.
increase your funds remaining here.
Yep. Yep. So let me read a couple of comments. Back, Ed, you were talking about the tax reporting. Kathy, thank you so much for sharing that. This, she said, I had $14,000 in profit for the 1099 DA statement, or a 10. I had $14,000 profit, and the 1099 DA statement showed that I had a $22,000 loss.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Now you can
That's pretty
carry
cool.
3,000 of that 22,000. You can carry that forward. You can take a $3,000 deduction every year until you use all that up
So wait a minute. So you keep making
in
money
your
in the trader
taxes.
every year, and you keep reporting a loss forever. So, okay, I'm good with that. I'm
You gotta
good.
love it.
So
Then you know, that's how you know, that's how I figured out over the years, the rich just keep getting richer.
so let me read a comment from Michael. And before I read the comment, listen, if you don't own this trader, you really need to consider how
Therapy.
you're preserving your money. We talked about um, we didn't touch on, and Casey, I'll ask you in a little bit for comment on debasement or devaluation of the money and inflation and all of that whole scam piece of the puzzle. What it nets out to is if you're not making better than 20% on your money a year, and what better way to make it passively, but actively, however you're making it, you're losing money, period. So let me read what Michael says. Things I love: the ease of Go Baby Trade, the great support of all the team, the free money without the effort, and of course, our queen, Crypto Casey. So
We
Yay.
got it
thanks for
all,
that, Michael.
baby. We got it all.
We got it all. We got it all. So Michael
Edward,
goes on to ask, comment now in the
Edward,
Q&A.
Edward, can I just interject one question that was in the because it goes along with something we just discussed, and it's real important to get this out of the way, and then I'll let you get back to Michael's question, okay? Uh, Dan V made a comment earlier about it's a question slash comment. It says, it's true that Go Baby Trade does buy high and gets stuck with inventory from buying at the top. Well, before I read the rest
Duck
of
is
your
good.
question, before I read the rest of your question, I gotta respectfully disagree with the premise of that sentence because you don't know if the market's high. The trader doesn't know if the market's high or low. It's just doing what it's supposed to be doing at any level, which is when it goes down 3%, it buys more at a discount. Oh, it could be more than 3% if the AI kicks in. Right, Ed? So let me read the rest of the question. So
Oh,
maybe Ed and the team can program average cost basis for Go Baby Trade so the auto trader can deplete inventory to be up a little or break even when the BTC bear market is in full swing.
we're
Historically,
already
300.
in that bear market. We've been in a bear market
Yeah,
full swing for 4 years. We're sitting at the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah. I mean, listen, the beautiful thing, the best part, one of the best things about the
This is
trader
what's
is you don't have
important
to
right
worry
there.
about where the market is, regardless of where the market is. Who says it's buying high? Who says it's buying low? It's just buying in that window of where it's at. If it goes down 3% or more, so you have nothing
He's
to worry
looking
about.
for quick profits, immediate profits. He feels like I gotta win, I gotta win. When I buy a coin, it's gotta go up. It's gotta go up. Actually, down is better in the long run.
Right.
You're buying at ridiculous prices. Because like I said, when that coin has up days, you want to be able to sell multiple inventory off. If you
Right.
don't own inventory that's underwater, then when the coin jumps 30% or 50% or 100%, I mean, L3 last year jumped in one day 150% up. And
Wow.
all that inventory we were sitting on, it was beautiful. We sold all that inventory off. ACH last year went up in 5 days. It went up 200%. Well, 2 cents to from 2.2 cents to almost 6 cents. That's a
Wow.
200% return in 5 days. If you didn't have all that inventory that you're calling bad because you're saying it's underwater, because it's stuck. It's not really stuck. It's there for the kill. It's there because the crypto market, these prices are all probably 1,000% lower than where they should be. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot we can talk about there. GRT's got
Yep.
70,000 users using them. They get 2 billion hits a day on their APIs. They're sitting at a
Yep.
record low 2.67 cents. What a joke. What an insult to
Yeah.
humanity that they would lower
Go,
it to that, thinking we're not going to take advantage of it.
go ahead, Edward.
That coin should be sitting at $20 a share.
Yep. Agreed. Edward, get back to
All right,
Michael.
Michael. Here's another compliment for Crypto Casey. It says, "Hi, GBT team and Queen. Can't be talking about Mr. Barsano. Got to be
Yeah,
talking about
what am I,
Crypto Casey."
chopped liver here?
Yeah, now
Oh
here's
no, I
where
aged myself. That sounds like something somebody old would say.
uh, now
Right.
now Mr. Barsano, would you bring up the surprise? Because this question has to do
All
with it.
right. I added payment and pay with Affirm, make payments for new
Right.
subscribers. So you have a choice. You can put in a credit card number and pay with a credit card, a
Or
credit or
debit.
debit card, or you can pay with a crypto. And now I just added or make payments with Affirm.
That is a monumental, and it took a lot of work from a programming perspective, but that is something that people have been asking for as long as we have been doing what, a year and a half, as long as
Yep.
we've been doing these master classes.
And there's
That
that
gives you
discount link
right,
up here.
right.
GoBabyTrade.com/CryptoCasey.
I was just going to say I posted it a couple of times, but I'll post it again now. It is.
I like
Um,
to see it on the screen where I can see it. I never see it when you post it
so
someplace
it's
else.
in
Does
look in the
everybody
chat.
see it? Can
No, no.
anybody that doesn't see it tell me? Like if it's not here, if it's
It's
where
in the
Edward is
chat.
No.
putting
It's
it.
we always post it in the chat because it's a live link and they can
Oh,
click on it.
does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look in the chat. Do
Yep.
you see it? Can
Me?
you see the chat?
Click on chat in your
Um,
menu,
I
your
see it.
Zoom menu.
Yep. So uh,
oh, there it is.
that
No, I
is
don't go there very often.
right. That is absolutely huge. Why? Why? You have an opportunity to buy it now using OPM, other people's money. Same as if it were a credit card, but it gives you the opportunity. If you don't want to put it on a credit card, it allows you to take advantage of every market move. What does Ed say? If the every day you don't own a trader is every day is another day where you haven't started collecting inventory, bags of chips, and every day you don't own the trader is another day you're not taking profit in your sleep. Now, you don't have to do anything, period. I'm going to jump. I'm going to finish with Michael's in a second. But another different Michael. Can this
Edward,
system, and Casey, I'm going to have you answer this one. Can this system really be set it and forget it, or do I have to perform any manual operation?
No, you don't
If
have
you
to
leave the
perform
settings alone.
anything.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you leave it as it is, you don't have to do anything. Now, whenever I was testing it out, I don't even think on this call I told people I met you guys and then tested it for 8 months without even talking about it to the audience. But yeah, don't mess with the settings, and no, you won't have to do anything.
It's
But if
truly,
you mess
remember
Right.
earlier,
So
then you're gonna call Ed and ask, "What did I do?" And he's gonna tell you exactly what he already said.
you messed with the settings.
You mess with
remember
it and don't mess with it anymore.
in the beginning when I was speaking, I asked people to remember two things. One of them was consider what this gentleman, Ed Barsano, has brought forth to the world. And the second thing was, which I mentioned first, when we say set it and forget it, it truly is 1,000% set it and forget it. So,
I don't even look at it. Like it's fun to
yeah,
look at it once you get it, but I got it like 2 years ago. Now it's just, oh, cool. If I'm
It's
bored,
yeah,
something like,
routine, isn't it? You don't even look at it every day. I go until I'm doing a webinar. I don't really even look at my auto trader. It's like a bank account. It just keeps pumping, except it pumps real money.
yeah,
You
without
Right.
know,
the
it's
fees and
just
stuff.
Yeah, what have I said to you several times before, Mr. Barsano? You make making money boring.
boring. I
So,
know.
Casey, would you share now that you open the can of worms about your disbelief and now belief? Would you mind sharing with the audience our the first time we met you and told you about this thing and what's the evolution up until today?
Sure. So through a mutual friend, one of my friends met Edward at an event that had nothing to do with crypto, blockchain, nothing. He was asking, "Hey, Edward, what do you do for a living?" He's like, "Oh, I'm in blockchain, blah blah." He's like, "Oh, you should meet my friend Casey. She does educational content about it." So then ensued a meeting where I met Edward and Attila, and they told me, "Hey, sounds too good to be true. We have this thing, this guy built this thing," and they're explaining it to me. And I'm like, "Oh gosh, doesn't sound good. It sounds like everything I talk about not to do. Scam." I was like, scam, scam, scam. But part
I
of
like
my
it when you
YouTube
say that
channel,
like that.
yeah, part of my YouTube channel, what I do is I'll just buy subscriptions. I will buy tools. I will put myself in there, test it out. And if it's something worthy that people I think should know about and will help them, then I'll talk about it. Because otherwise, look, you're looking at a billboard, there's a maybe an advertisement on TV. It's really hard to get exposed to this stuff because it's just kind of just under the radar right now. So that's why I like to do talk about things that you otherwise wouldn't encounter. So for 8 months, I tested out. I bought the whole full license, $4,500 without even telling them I did. They reached out to me again, and I was still testing out. So 8 months, for 8 months, I tested it out myself. And then at that point, I was comfortable enough to expose to the audience, and here we are, 2 years later,
yeah.
2.5 years. I don't know.
So I have a question. Are you a
Yeah.
believer? Did
Yes.
you did you take the red pill or the blue one?
It's not even about belief. It's like straight up. It's just
It just works.
logic. Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to feel too much about it. You can feel scared at first, but once it's working, it's just mindless, but in a very mathematical way.
Logical, right?
Yeah,
So,
computer scientific way.
Right.
um,
S-
Edward, let me answer this question. Jeffrey is asking, so if I tried to pay with Kraken and USDC, there is no option to send it to an address from Kraken. Of course there is. You don't need to use MetaMask. He's asking if I need to use MetaMask. What you do is when you go pay with crypto, you click on that button and you click on USDC and you'll get an address to send it to. It's that simple, right, Ed?
Right. Yeah. Coinbase wrote the process. They didn't want me to use mine because they wanted commission on every sale.
No, he's talking about Kraken.
Yeah,
You
but
can
it
pay,
doesn't matter where it's coming from, you know. I
right.
mean,
No,
Coinbase wrote the payment process for pay with crypto. So they're
cool.
just gonna it's gonna pop up and it's gonna say where do you want to get it from? And
Right.
you're gonna tell it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's don't complicate it, Jeffrey. There's no way you need to use MetaMask. Keep MetaMask out of it. Just go to your Kraken account.
Yeah. And that's
And I
why
mean,
I automated Coinbase and Kraken and real nice. I don't have to go out to Pancake Swap and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's so many things about crypto that make it complicated for everyone out there. I've reduced it to its simplest form
yeah,
where anybody can do it.
it's literally three steps. Number one, go to Crypto Casey's link. You click on it. Number two, you put in your name, address, serial number, that kind of thing. And number three, you click on Pay with Crypto. It'll give you the address. You go to Kraken and you transfer the funds or the crypto to that address.
And
Perfect
then the
segue.
system, oh, go ahead.
Nope. Finish your sentence.
All right. The system then asks you for right away after as soon as you pay, Your account gets instantly created, and it'll take you to a screen and say, enter your stock, enter your crypto symbols you want to trade. If you don't know any symbols, well, we got default symbols. Just click a button. It brings up 3 top moving symbols:
Right.
PRCL, XCN, and I can't remember what the third one was. But 3 top movers that a lot of Go
Sui.
Baby Trade clients are trading. And
I
that's
think
it.
it's Sui.
And then it starts trading in paper trade mode instantly. And then when you're
Yeah.
ready to go live, you can create the API, and we help you do that. Any one of us can help you do that.
Yep.
Create the API to your Kraken account, and then it starts trading live. It's pretty.
Good.
And then and instantly you see it start trading.
Yep. Even a better segue to Michael T. He says, once I join, who helps me with onboarding? Well, all of us. You're joining a community of active friends, investors. We're all in the same boat. Well, once you figure out that you literally can turn a money machine on the ATM of Michael T, then we all help you. We have great automation. There are videos that will take you through the process,
Edward.
or we have the opportunity where you can send a note to us, and I'll put the email support links in there. You can just send us a note, say, hey, I'm ready. I bought it. I'm going to get connected. Help me. We'll set up a Zoom and do it.
Yeah. Why don't you
And
do
me too.
that right? Why don't you do that right now while I answer Michael's other question? If you don't mind putting our direct email in there, support at
Yeah, I'll put them.
RCT Mark.
While you're doing Michael's question, I'll do some housekeeping because there's a bunch
Yep.
of stuff I'll share with you.
So Michael is also asking, is it Kraken versus Coinbase? What's better? Well, the only reason I like Coinbase better is because on Kraken you have one choice, and that's to put your money in US dollars, and the trader will pull out of US dollars to do the buys and the sells. However, on the Coinbase you've got US dollars and you also have USDC. So my philosophy is once you're in crypto, stay in crypto. Use the USDC because there's going to be more and more options to always stay in crypto, debit cards, all kinds of things that are you're going to be able to take your crypto and never have to go back into fiat if you don't want to, which is options are great, right? So those are, and that's a common question we get, which exchange should I use? But
Also,
Well, not only
Coinbase
that,
One, if it's doing a lot of trades, Coinbase One is worth the money.
yeah, if you're doing a lot
they
of
give you a
trades or
25% kickback on your trades, on your trade fees every month.
right, right.
Plus, you
So
get
thank you.
interest on the USDC, 4%, about 4% interest on the standing money that's just sitting there.
Correct, Mundo. Yep.
Hey, Ed.
Plus, you can create portfolios, multiple
Right.
portfolios. There's a lot of, I love Coinbase.
Yep. Ed, unless you're a congressman, you can't say kickback. It's rebate.
No. Is
Just
it
kidding.
rebate? Oh.
Yeah, like yeah. I spent too many years inside the matrix. So I just posted 2 emails. If you have highly technical questions, then send an email to support@gobabytrade.com. If not, then send, if you need to schedule to help to set up, like Michael T. Easy peasy. Send it to support@rctmarketingsystems.com. We will schedule a Zoom with you. It literally takes 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
if you wrapped a bunch of questions around it, 15 minutes at max. So we'd
And
love
if you
to,
call
we'd love to
me,
help.
1 hour.
All right, or three. You better have 3 hours. So, and then also there's a hyperlink, as we always talk about. Do your own research. You can click on Casey's link. That will ensure that you get the $3,000 or the $1,000 discount. And then to go back and finalize, there's another Michael. Understanding about the new payment plan. That's how we got it. And then he's got a follow-on question. What's the process when someone uses my referral link? Well, unfortunately, that Affirm requires an institutional account. So for those of you that have owned the trader potentially for months and months and years and didn't buy it through Crypto Casey and our presentations, Crypto Casey has been approved as an institutional account, and hers has the buy now, pay later option that is not available to everybody. So,
Right,
okay.
right.
Um,
Good
so
questions, guys, today.
yeah,
Great questions.
good questions. Now let me do a little bit more housekeeping before we wrap up and get final. We post um, on our and our meaning Attila and I are the support system for Crypto Casey as it pertains to the Go Baby
Go
trade.
baby trade.
So we're here to cover you. Casey's off jetting doing more videos and things like that. But she belongs to our private community, and I'll post that in a second. But if we're the go-to, Attila and I are the go-to through that RCT marketing systems. But expect that within the next 48 hours, I just posted our YouTube channel. And we're going to start sharing them with, obviously, with Casey when she participates. She can use them on her channel as well. But the last thing I'm going to post is the private community. For now, it is wide open and free for you to participate. And there is that link. It is, people had asked us, when are you going to start a Discord or a Telegram or this and that and the other? We like to keep your information private, your thoughts and questions private. So we created our own community within our own Go High Level platform, and that
Right.
is the link to be able to do that. I am, or to join it. So it's all like-minded people. You get a lot of comments. We're now issuing a weekly um, intelligence report in crypto that talks about what happened last week and what to look forward to or pay attention to in the week to come. So we're trying to continue to add value to this community, and we acknowledge and suggest that you take advantage of that. So, and of course, any other questions that you have, you can contact any of us, right? So I just posted
Sounds great.
Crypto Casey's link again.
Okay. Fantastic. Final comments, Edward?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the queen appropriately in order of magnitude. So
Okay.
Casey, I want to say thank you for joining us again. Do we have an announcement, or maybe next week, or maybe the week after?
Sure. So I'm gonna probably be on every Wednesday this month, and then we'll have a special day,
Oh,
Wednesday,
wow.
the 25th of March, which will be my birthday. And I think we're going to have
Woo!
some giveaways and cool stuff, uh, an
Yeah.
AMA towards the end. So I'm kind of figuring out an itinerary for that. And I think Tilla and Edward and I are working on that this week to have more
Awesome,
Nice.
information probably out by this weekend.
awesome,
Yep.
Yeah.
awesome.
That is
Well, and final thoughts, Casey. Thank you for sharing that. Happy pre-birthday.
Oh, thank you. I think, in these weird times, everything's crazy. The crazier, the more volatile. It's good if something is working on our behalf that the big guys are taking advantage of. So, I mean, it's been a no-brainer. I mean, I don't feel like I have to sell it that hard. Either want to try it out and then are satisfied, or maybe just come on next weekend, next week, the week after, and then learn more.
Very good. Ed, what do you always say? Is that you hear from people all the time. They've been thinking, they've been thinking, they've been thinking. They finally do jump in. They buy the trader, they light the trader up, and then they go, "Oh my God, I should have bought this 6 months ago when I was hemming and hawing." So, Mr. Marsano, your final thoughts, sir.
Ed, I think you're
Uh-oh.
muted. I
Yep,
think
you're either
Ed, you're
muted.
muted.
Yep, hold on. We can't hear you. You're still muted.
I don't know what happened there, but I did see him mute himself. I did see the mute button go on.
Nope, he's not muted, but we can't hear you, Ed. So while you're figuring out your sound issue, Mr. Heveshi, what are your thoughts?
Well, I always say, when you we can only work so hard for our money, only put so much elbow grease into it. And once we make our money, I feel by and large, most people's monies are unemployed. So our responsibility is to give our money a job. And I don't believe there's a better way to do that than through Go Baby Trade, because it's automated. You don't have to worry about it. It's set it and forget it. 25-year proven track record, access to the creator. That's pretty rare. So it doesn't get much better than this. So go forth and multiply your money with Go Baby Trade, everybody.
Cool. Can you
Ed, are
hear
you
me
back
now?
with us? Oh, yes, we can hear you. There you
All
go.
right. I like what Anthony said. It's a beautiful day in the crypto hood.
Yeah, that's it. That's his moniker.
No, I was thinking of, Crypto Casey, when you're, what do you say to people, when I've been doing it 25 years. To me, it's a therapy session. I get to get it off my chest because I don't understand why everybody isn't running an auto trader, But then again, I have to ask, why isn't everybody drinking smart water? People don't. Everybody doesn't do everything. And the ones that do it are the lucky few. Let's put it that way. The lucky ones, because it changes your life forever. You never look at the market the same way anymore. I mean, look at us, man. We're out. It's cool because we get to live our lives. We get to go and do other stuff knowing that that auto trader is stalking the market 24/7. Like the ever
Yeah.
ready bunny rabbit, just stalking that market. It won't let the market breathe without paying us. And that's what I love about it, and I'll do it forever. And everybody won't come on board because, that's I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I've never been able to understand why everybody wouldn't when there's so much evidence out there. Everyone, my auto traders, I started automating the market in 2001. And look where the stocks are right now. The fact that they're all the way up there, that's one thing. They didn't need to go up there, but everyone that's running my auto traders cleaned up absolutely, in that beautiful up market. We're going to see 10 times that in the crypto market. That's why I'm excited. And I'm all in. I run multiple auto traders and we're and the evidence is out there. It's on TV every day. It's, you got that. What do you have? The Genius Bill and what's the other one called?
Clarity.
Clarity Act.
Clarity Act.
Clarity Act. I mean, the banks are coming on board. I mean, you can go to a Bank of America. They have one of their offices in there says investments. Merrill Lynch does their investments, and they now have the authority to sell crypto ETFs. So, and I actually have an insight that you guys don't have when it comes to, let's say, signups. Simple as that. Something simple like that. If I wake up in the morning and I look at the screen and I see how many signups just signed up before I even got out of bed, when that number's big, I know it's an up day. Everybody wants in on an up day. And if it's small, there's always signups all day, coming all day long. But if it's small, then I know it's a down day. And it's just I can just look at the signups and tell whether it's an up day or a down day. And that tells me the psyche of the people. Everybody wants in when the market's up. And that's going to drive this. Watch when this market really starts ripping,
Yep.
then everybody's going to be rushing into the crypto market because they're not just wanting in to go baby trade, they're wanting into the crypto market. That's what it's telling me. And when millions of people start rushing in, that's when all that inventory that one guy said that we're stuck with, what a gift. We're going to be selling that at unbelievable prices. So
No,
I'm
it's funny is
pumped.
What's
like
your
I'm
fun?
every
excited.
this is probably the third bull cycle, or sorry, bear kind of cycle. And every time I'll make videos and I have stats, I'm gonna do another one where if you are in this market right now during a bear trend, you make more money with less money than whenever everybody else starts getting excited and like are in and asking, hey, what's crypto? What is this? If you're here right now, you're lucky. Because
Mm.
once it takes off, and it always does, it's a cycle, then cashing out or cashing. I mean, you're at the end of the day, once the market peaks, people are selling their bags. It's a casino. It is a zero sum gain. It is not, I mean, I hate to say, but that's just what it is. That what the crypto market is that.
All right,
right?
guys. Well,
And
listen,
then,
it's
yeah, the rich get richer, and the ones that are preparing, planning, that's the beauty of getting in. Edward said it, every day that you're not in an auto trader, your auto trader is not doing two things. Number one, prepping you for the kill, and number two, it's not taking profits. And it's like you're just throwing away free money. And you're gonna sign up. Everyone on this webinar is gonna sign up, all right? I already know that. Whether you sign up now or you sign up 6 months from now, you're gonna sign up because you're just going to. You might as well get the show on the road. And I'm not being a salesman. I couldn't sell candy. I mean, seriously. But you're gonna sign up, and it's good for you when you do. You
well,
know?
if you wait 6 months, do you got Ed Barsano? Do you remember that
I'm not
store
going
called
anywhere. I'm going to still be doing this.
Ed? Do you remember Sharper Image? That store, Sharper Image?
Yep,
Okay. Well,
I do.
if somebody puts this off for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, go be my guest. But what you're going to end up doing is going to a Sharper Image type online store and buying yourself a butt kicking machine. Okay. And every night you're going to turn that thing on and say, "What was I thinking?" Okay,
Well,
because
they all
it
do
just
it. They
plain
all do it.
works. We can't be any straighter with you. It just plain works.
I
It's
know.
not, does it work? Can it work? Will it work? It's been working 25 years. So
All right.
come join
Yeah.
us. With
So,
that, Edward, finish it off, buddy.
so mark March 25th on your calendar. We're not only going to be celebrating the Queen's birthday, we are also going to be doing a huge event, including referrals. Invite everybody that you know to show up because we're probably going to only do it that one time. We're going to make it a blast. We want to have hundreds and hundreds of
Oh,
people on our masterclass on March 25th. Crypto Casey will be celebrating her birthday. We're going to do bunches and bunches of giveaways. We're not going to tell you what they are yet, but if you invite somebody that wants to know how you make money in your sleep and they buy it, you will get a referral fee. We will just add money to, well, we'll give it to you. You do whatever you want with it, and maybe you just put it in your trader and make more money. So
There
we will be. We'll just lots of follow up emails. You'll get announcements from us. Casey will be, I believe, she said she'll be joining us the next couple of weeks leading up to that, and we'll let you know all of the details. But it is something you don't want to miss because everybody, we're not going to tell you what it is, but everybody that shows up is going to get something for free that is of huge value. So with that, I
I'll
just
be
want to
there.
say thank you for the privilege of your time. Mr. Barsano, it is literally, and I really believe this. I really feel this about you. You are literally, when it comes to money and automating things, you have become the Einstein of today. But what you do is not theory. What you do is actual. So
Yep.
if somebody beyond us does not, and maybe you got something in the works that you don't know about, does not nominate you for either technology or finance the Nobel Prize, then I'll be stunned. But it'll be
I'm
cool.
not going
I
to be
mean,
like Trump and cry about it, all right, if I don't
no,
get
and you're
it.
not going to give it. You're not going to give it to anybody. You're going to keep it because you earned it. But it is truly a privilege. You've changed the trajectory of the financial future of my family and me, allowing me to create a legacy for my children's children. Casey, you are amazing. Even though Matt had strict orders not to tell anybody who you were, I'm so thankful to Matt that we have the privilege and
Oh,
opportunity to know you and now become personal and professional friends. And you what you do adds so much value, and it has opened an entire world to us, Attila, myself, Ed Barsano, to be able to expose people, not force them to buy anything, but expose them to opportunity that they wouldn't find anywhere else. So we're so thankful for you. I'm always grateful for my my wife as well, who came home one day several years ago and said, "Oh, you got to meet this guy, Attila, because he's talking the same crazy stuff you are about this crypto thing. What the hell is it?" So coalesced. We all came here. We're all successful. We have such a privilege, all of us, to be able to share knowledge with you for sheer knowledge's sake. Watch the news. Don't. I'm not advocating watch the news, but watch the news. Anything outside that comes from what I call the lie box is there to distract you. The financial system that has been built around you is distracting, making you poor, and not giving you the choices that hopefully you see and take away in value today. So with that, we'll see you
God
next
bless
week.
you all.
Thank you to everybody. And Attila, your parting words are live, go forth. Sorry, go forth.
Yeah, go forth and multiply your money with Go Baby Trade, folks.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day. We'll see you next week at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Ed.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Casey.
everybody.
Yeah, live long, prosper, be safe out there. See you guys.
Be safe out there. I knew you were going to get that in there.
Bye.
Cheers, everybody.